Bob Murphy with Ralph Kiner and Lindsey Nelson. And we have a beautiful day for the final game of the pregame set with San Diego. The Mets find themselves today in a position of needing a victory to salvage the final game of the set. The Padres winning the first two ball games. The skies are partly cloudy. A very warm, comfortable day. The temperature in the low 70s. The breeze is blowing gently from right across toward left. Right now, Dave Garcia is coming out to meet at home plate with Eddie Yost and the umpires for the usual pregame discussion of the ground rules and the exchange of the batting order slips. The starting pitchers in today's game for San Diego, little Fred Norman, a left-hander with a big screwball. And on the mound for the New York Mets, Gary Gentry, who has a blazing fastball. For the lineups and batting orders for the game today, let's check in with Ralph Kiner.
Okay, Bob Murphy, and for the Mets, it's going to be Gentry on the mound, and Jerry going for his third win of the year, and pitching for the Padres, it's Fred Norman. Leadoff batter for San Diego will be Daryl Thomas, the second baseman. Batting second and playing shortstop, Enzo Hernandez. Batting third in left field, Leron Lee. Batting fourth and playing first base, Nate Colbert. Batting fifth, playing right field, Ollie Brown. Batting sixth and catching, Brett Kendall. Batting seventh, playing center field, John Peter. Batting eighth and playing third base, Dave Campbell, and Fred Norman batting ninth. For the Mets, Bud Harrelson will lead off. He'll be at short. Batting second, playing second, Ted Martinez. Batting third in center field, Tommy Agee. Batting fourth, playing second, playing right field, Rusty Staub. Batting fifth and playing left field, Cleon Jones. Batting sixth, playing third base, Jim Fregosi. Batting seventh, the first baseman, Jim Beecham. Batting eighth and catching, Jerry Grody, and the pitcher, Gary Gentry, batting ninth. Now for the play-by-play, Bob Murphy.
All right, Ralph. Daryl Thomas, switch hitter, batting left, facing Gary Gentry. Gary trying for his third win of the new season. And the fastball is low, 1 ball and no strikes. Lifetime against San Diego, Gary has won 5 and lost none. He defeated the Padres on the West Coast swing. The 1-0 delivery, swing and a miss by Daryl Thomas. 1 ball, 1 strike. Gary Gentry off to a good start. Has worked 27 innings, allowed only 15 base hits. In the 27 innings, Gary has fanned 19 hitters. And he starts the day with an ERA of 2.0. He runs up as though to bunt. Does not offer. It's over, a call strike. 1 ball, 2 strikes to Daryl Thomas. In the National League yesterday, San Diego beat the New York Mets 6-2. Joe Torre had a big game as the Cardinals beat Atlanta 4-2. The 1-2 delivery, it is high 2-2. In the game in a losing cause, Henry Aaron hit a home run. For Henry, his 6th of the year, he now has 645, 1 behind Willie Mays. The count 2-2 on Daryl Thomas. Around comes the right arm of Gary Gentry. It is foul back upstairs, no play. The Chicago Cubs beat Houston 6-4 yesterday. Today, the Astros and the Cubs are rained out in Chicago. The Pirates, with Steve Blass on the mound, beat Cincinnati 8-1. And the Giants beat the Phillies 3-1. We had given that score incorrectly late in our broadcast yesterday as the result of incorrect information on Western Union. Pitching 2-2. Way up high, ball 3. In the American League, Oakland turned back the Yankees 4-1. It was Cleveland 12, Chicago nothing. Detroit beat Texas 4-1. 3-2 pitch. Foul back, no play. Minnesota beat the sagging Boston Red Sox by a score of 3-2. Kansas City over Baltimore 9-1. They knocked out Mike Cuellar. And California, with Andy Messersmith pitching a 2-hitter, blanked Milwaukee 2-0. The Milwaukee Brewers have a team batting average of 167. Well, that's enough to drive a manager, Dave Bristol, right up a wall. Pitching 3-2. Looped in the air to shallow left center. Could drop for a hit. Here comes Agee. Can't make a play. A base hit. Thomas on his way to second goes in with a double. Daryl Thomas looping one. He dropped a little parachute into shallow left center in between the lines. Harrelson was going out. Agee was coming in. Agee made a dive for it but couldn't get it. And immediately Gary Gentry has worked ahead of him. Padres at the moment are a hot ball club. They've won 4 in a row, matching their longest win streak of last season. Enzo Hernandez, the shortstop, a right-hand batter, faces Gary Gentry. Well, that was a lucky base hit, no doubt about it, for Daryl Thomas, but those make up for those line drives that are caught. And a squibbler grab by Grody, foul. No play. And Jerry got on that one quickly, but it was a foul ball. And as we start the Sunday afternoon of Major League Baseball action, the Mets and Phillies share the lead in the National League East. The Astros lead the Dodgers by a half game in the National League West. In the American League in the East, the Tigers lead Baltimore and Cleveland by a half game. Gary Gentry delivers. He punched the ball down the first base line. Beecham picks it up. He'll tag the runner out. Moving over to third goes Daryl Thomas. And the Padres, who have been getting brilliant pitching, right here in the first inning of the ball game, are playing for one run. They want to scratch them out one at a time. Padres have a team batting average of .216. The hitter is Leron Lee. And the Mets, knowing they're up against a tough pitcher and little Freddie Norman, are going to bring the infield in. And right here in the first inning, try and head the run off. Leron Lee leading the Padres in batting. He is hitting .395. He had 3 hits off Tom Seaver yesterday. That's a full day's work. The pitch by Gentry. Curve outside, ball 1. By the way, the Dodgers and the Expos were rained out in Montreal yesterday. Tomorrow was a scheduled off day for both. They'll make the game up tomorrow. In comes the pitch, outside, ball 2. The Dodgers will be here in New York for a 3-night game starting Tuesday night. A duel of left-handers on Tuesday night. John Matlack, 3-0 for New York. And little Al Downing, who last year won 20 ball games, will be on the mound for the Dodgers. The 2-0 delivery. High, ball 3. Gentry goes behind Leron Lee, 3-0. Nate Colbert, who just tears up New York pitching, is the on-deck batter. Yesterday, Colbert had 4 runs batted in. He doubled 2 runs in. He hit a 2-run homer. And the pitch. Foul. He hit 3-0, and he whacks it foul back upstairs. Well, Leron Lee has had a hot hand, and Don Zimmer let him try and cash it in, even though Nate Colbert is waiting on deck. He had the green light to hit the 3-0 delivery. A runner on third, Daryl Thomas, 1 out, the game just underway. Now Gentry is into his windup. Here's the pitch. Fouled again, back upstairs, 3-2. Gary sorely in need of a strikeout at this point if he's to leave that runner stranded at third base. The infield drops back. At first, Yogi had them up, and now with a 2-strike with a 3-2 count, the infield drops back. Fregosi, even with the bag wide of the line at third, Beecham about 2 strides back to first base. The count is 3-2, and the payoff pitch by Gentry. Inside, ball 4. He missed with a fastball. He was reaching back for that extra yard on the fastball, going for the strikeout. Now here is Nate Colbert, the slugging first sacker. He has 3 of his 6 home runs this year off Mets pitching. He now has 15 runs batted in and is hitting .278. The infield plays Colbert as a pull hitter. Powerfully built right-hand batter, and they're at double play depth. The pitch. Inside, ball 1. Shirt sleeve weather at Shea this afternoon. Tomorrow, a day off. The Dodgers on Tuesday night, Wednesday night, and Thursday night. Daryl Thomas on third, Leron Lee on first. And a foul back against the screen. 1 ball, 1 strike. Frank Robinson back in the National League with the Los Angeles Dodgers. Robinson will be here along with Maury Wills and the star-studded Dodger cast on Tuesday night. Don Sutton is scheduled to pitch Monday in Montreal, the makeup game. The pitch by Gary. Ground ball bounced toward the hole at short. They'll never get 2. Force play at second. On to first. Not in time. A run is in. Buddy Harrelson to Ted Martinez. Force play on Leron Lee. The ball was hit toward the hole and not too hard, which deprived Buddy Harrelson of a chance for a double play. Give Nate Colbert an RBI, his 16th of the year. San Diego leading 1-0. The batter is Ollie Brown, the right fielder. The infield around to left. The outfield compensating with Tommy Agee playing to right center against downtown Ollie Brown. Gentry kicks the leg, delivers a changeup that's inside, ball one. For San Diego, Dave Garcia coaching first base. Former Major Leaguer, former Major League manager Bob Skinner coaching at third. And the pitch. Fouled upstairs, no play. 1 ball, 1 strike. Gentry reading his information from Grody. And a curve in the dirt, handled by Jerry Grody. 2 balls and 1 strike. The Padres have scored a run. We're just underway. We're in the first inning. Nate Colbert on first base, 2 men down. Padres getting the run on a Texas League double by Daryl Thomas, who led off the inning. Call strike over the outside corner, 2-2 to Ollie Brown. Backstop, Fred Kendall with his shin guards on. Takes a few phantom swings in the on-deck circle. Pitching 2-2. Change-up hit foul, no play. Good pitch by Gary Gentry. Almost struck him out. Padres at the moment have 2 injuries. Clarence Gaston, the left fielder, has a sprained ankle. And Bob Barton, San Diego catcher, has a split finger. The Padres are playing sound baseball right now. They've won 4 in a row. The 2-2 delivery. Towering fly ball hit the center field. Agee standing motionless under it, waiting for it to come down. And he has it. 1 run, 1 hit. No errors, 1 left. In the middle of the first, the San Diego Padres won. The New York Mets are coming to bat. Norman, his last time out, beat Montreal with a well-pitched ball game, 6-1. Freddie Norman is a 29-year-old left-hander who has bounced around the major leagues. Seemed to find himself late last year with San Diego. A native of San Antonio, Texas. He faced the Mets in San Diego and was beaten by a score of 4-3. He has an excellent earned run average, 2.67. About 2.5 earned runs per 9 innings of work. Freddie Norman, in 27 innings, has allowed 19 hits. And that is good. In 27 innings, 18 strikeouts. Freddie Norman will throw the fastball and the curve, and he also has an excellent screwball. And he does throw the screwball, surprisingly enough, to left-hand hitters. It runs in on a left-hand batter. Buddy Harrelson batting right-handed, Bud hitting at .265 as we set now for the last half of the first inning. Teddy Martinez on deck. First pitch is inside, ball 1. The San Diego infield has Nate Colbert at first, Daryl Thomas playing second, Enzo Hernandez at short, Dave Campbell at third. And a ground ball foul taken by Eddie Yost on the lines at third. In the Padre outfield, Leron Lee is the left fielder. Speedster John Jeter is in center. Around in right field, Ollie Brown. The catcher is Fred Kendall, and the pitcher is Fred Norman, with a record of 1-2. An off-speed delivery that is low, 2 balls and a strike to Bud Harrelson. The Mets have not seen very much left-hand pitching so far this year. Here's the pitch on the way. Inside and low, that just missed. The count is 3-1. Buddy Harrelson, for example, has been up 52 times left-handed, only 16 times right-handed. Batting right-handed, Bud is hitting .250. Hitting right-handed in San Francisco, he hit a home run. The 3-1 delivery. Ball 4, Harrelson is on base. Teddy Martinez, Teddy hitting .278. San Diego Padres rotating 4 starters, and they're all 4 very professional. Here's the pitch by Fred Norman, foul back to the screen. Clay Kirby Steve Arlen, Bill Greif, and Fred Norman. San Diego pitching staff has already posted 3 shutouts. Arlen has 2. Bill Greif has 1. Now the pitch by Fred Norman, bunted foul by Teddy Martinez. Trying to move the runner, but also he concealed his intentions. He was looking for a base hit on the bunt attempt. So Freddie Norman with a 2-strike count. During his high school days, in addition to the other sports, Freddie Norman excelled at gymnastics. When he won his first big league game with San Diego last year, a game at Dodger Stadium, he turned a backflip. Lined foul down the right field line. It seems that while Freddie Norman was with the Dodgers briefly, one day in the outfield before the game, he was turning all kinds of backflips. Walter Alston suggested, Freddie, the first time you win a game and finish the game, why don't you do a backflip right on the mound? So when he got back to Dodger Stadium, he did. Fouled, back upstairs, no play. Freddie Norman, 5'8", 170 pounds. The Padres lead 1-0. We're in the last half of the first inning. Tommy Agee waiting on deck, and then Rusty Staub. The 2-strike pitch. Ground ball hammered right at the shortstop. Hernandez to Thomas for 1. On to Colbert, double play. So Freddie Norman, a breaking ball pitcher, induced the batter Martinez to hit a tailor-made double play ball. Tommy Agee is hitting .266. Interestingly enough, the Mets' most effective hitter against left-hand pitching has been Rusty Staub. And a pitch that's taken on the outside corner for a call strike. Here's the wind-up pitch by Fred Norman. He misses the inside corner, 1 ball and 1 strike. Mets bats have been quiet against the strong Padre pitching the last 2 games. Screwball swung on and missed. 1 ball and 2 strikes. As little Freddie Norman turned the pitch over, and it broke away from a right-hand batter. The left-hander throwing the screwball, it breaks away from the right-hand hitter. And a ground ball bounced over the mound, over second base, off the glove of Daryl Thomas. Agee is on. Whether or not he could have thrown Tommy out remains to be seen. He tried to glove the ball right at second base. It popped off of his glove. It'll be an error charged to Daryl Thomas. It's one of those plays that could have gone either way. Rusty Staub coming up. Against left-handers, Rusty has 8 for 21. He's batting .381. I asked Rusty before the game today if Freddie Norman would throw the screwball to him. Normally, a left-hander will not throw the screwball to a left-hand batter. Rusty says yes, he does. Fastball lined into short left, a base hit. Agee moves down to second, holds up. Staub was jammed, but got enough bat on it with an inside-out swing to single to left field. Now the New York Mets have runners at first and second, 2 men away. Cleon Jones coming to bat. Cleon hitting .311. This bat has been held in check so far in the series. Cleon, the club leader, at driving runs in with 11. Tommy Agee on second, Rusty Staub on first, 2 down. Jim Fregosi is on deck. Freddie Norman, the 5'8" left-hander, kicks the leg, delivers. A strike at the knees with a fastball. Freddie Norman has been with the Cubs, the Dodgers, the Cardinals, and now the Padres. The pitch to Cleon Jones, way outside, 1 ball and 1 strike. San Diego infield is straight away against Cleon Jones. The outfield is straight away. Now Fred Kendall provides the target. A swing and a miss and a slow curve. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Freddie Norman can strike you out. In 27 innings, he has 18 strikeouts. Padres in front, 1-0. Let's have a threat with runners at first and second, 2 men away. Pitching 1-2. Outside. Leon following that one all the way into the catcher's mitt. San Diego moves on to Philadelphia for a series against the Blitz Kids. Mets and Phillies tied for the lead in the East. And a foul off the end of the bat coming back up into the crowd. No play. These must be very happy times in Philadelphia, the way the Phillies have gotten away after so many dry seasons. And they have a beautiful new stadium as the backdrop. Mets and Phillies play for the first time this year when the Mets close out this long homestand. They will open the next road trip in Philadelphia with a 4-game series. The count is 2-2 on Cleon Jones. The runners take a lead. The pitch by Fred Norman. Ground ball bounced to shortstop. Enzo Hernandez throws to second. Force play on Rusty, and the side is out. No runs, 1 hit, 1 error, 2 left on. The end of 1 inning. San Diego 1, New York 0.
One good thing about professional ball players, you can count on every man giving his best, and then something extra. Pro baseball players call this second effort. Time after time, a real professional makes a second effort, and that's why his team wins ball games. When you buy insurance, you should look for the same kind of second effort. Get your insurance from a professional independent agent. And if you want a pro you can count on to give you his best, turn to Fields & Baxter when you buy insurance for your automobile, your home, or your business. Fields & Baxter Agency Incorporated at 14 North Market Street in Johnstown are professional independent agents. If you buy insurance through them and you ever have a claim, you'll really appreciate the second effort they put forth to make sure that you get fast, fair payment. So for the best kind of insurance, see a pro. See Fields & Baxter Agency Incorporated, located at 14 North Market Street in Johnstown. They're professionals at Fields & Baxter, bringing you New York Mets baseball.
Gentry pitching for the New York Mets. Gary lifetime against the Padres, 5-0. Yesterday, San Diego beat Tom Seaver for the first time in their history. Tom had beaten the Padres 10 without losing. The Giants and the Phillies are playing at Veterans Stadium in Philadelphia. No score in the third inning. Ron Bryant is the Giant pitcher, and Steve Carlton, 4-1 for Philadelphia. Fred Kendall is up against Gary Gentry, and he takes ball 1. Pittsburgh playing in Cincinnati. The Pirates will pitch Nelson Briles against the Reds' Jack Billingham. The Dodgers at Jerry Park in Montreal. Don Sutton against Carl Morton. And a foul back up into the mezzanine section and no play. Houston at Chicago postponed rain and cold weather. Atlanta at St. Louis. The Braves will pitch Ron Reed against Reggie Cleveland. 1 ball, 1 strike to Fred Kendall. Nobody on, nobody out. Top of the second, San Diego ahead 1-0. Pitches high, 2-1. The Yankees wind up their series in Oakland with a game later this afternoon. The Cleveland Indians, playing surprisingly good ball, lead Chicago 1-0 in the third. Swing and a miss, 2-2. Stan Bonson, the Chicago pitcher, and Milt Wilcox, the young right-hander acquired from the Reds during the winter, is going for his 4th win. The Indians only a half game out of first place. Swing and a miss, he struck him out. We pause for station identification. This is the New York Mets Baseball Network.
WIZR, Johnstown, AM and FM.
Bob Murphy with Lindsey Nelson and Ralph Kiner. John Jeter, the center fielder, takes a curve low and away, ball 1. Center fielder John Jeter came up through the Pirate organization. Right-hand batter with tremendous speed. Long fly ball hit deep to left center, way, way back. There it goes. A home run for John Jeter. For Jeter, his second home run of the year. A towering fly hit a ton. It went over the wall at the 396-foot mark. He hit a 1-0 fastball, and he did hit it. The Padres 2 and the Mets nothing. This San Diego club is a battling ball club. They were swept by the Mets in San Diego, and they're really out for revenge here. In comes the pitch by Gary Gentry. Low and away to Dave Campbell, the third baseman, ball one. Nate Colbert drove in the Padres' first run. Now the pitch on the way. High foul fly down the right field line. Staub coming over. And he one-hands it near the line in fair territory. Two men away, it will bring up Freddie Norman. The Cleveland Indians, managed by Ken Aspermani, surprising everybody in the American League so far. Cleveland 9-7 on the year, only a half game behind Detroit for the lead of the American League East. Minnesota plays at Boston today. Dick Woodson pitching against Luis Tiant. Kansas City at Baltimore. Freddie Norman, batting left, takes outside, ball one. For Kansas City, the ex-Pirate pitcher, Bruce Dal Canton, will be on the mound against the Orioles' Pat Dobson. And a strike called on a fastball, 1-1. The Texas Rangers are in Detroit. Milwaukee, gripped in a terrible team batting slump, plays in California. The 1-1 delivery. Curve is over. A strike, gets 1-2. Padres getting off to a good start, chipped in with a run in the first, and they have a run in the second on Jeter's home run. And it's over. Strike three call. Second strikeout for Gary Gentry. 1 run, 1 hit, the home run by John Jeter. No errors, none left. At the end of an inning and a half, it's San Diego 2 and New York nothing. Jim Fregosi, Jim Beecham, and Jerry Grody are scheduled to bat against Freddie Norman in the bottom half of the second inning. Longest win streak in San Diego club history, 6 games. In 1969, they had a 6-game winning streak all on the road. Padres this afternoon are trying to make it 5 in a row. Freddie Norman has won 1 and lost 2, a 2.6 ERA. Chunky little left-hander pitches, fastball high, ball one. Jim Fregosi has done well against left-hand pitching. Fregosi batting .333 against the left-handers. The 1-0 delivery, inside and low, 2 balls and no strikes. And this afternoon, happy birthday wishes to Jim Thompson, Vice President and Business Manager of the New York Mets. Jim celebrates his birthday on the job here at Shea Stadium. The 2-0 pitch, high fly ball, hit to left center field. Coming in, Jeter, the center fielder. Leron Lee calls him off, makes the catch. Either one could have made the play. 1 away and nobody on. Now Jim Beecham. Beecham was saying that a couple of days ago, one of the photographers approached him, asked him if he'd pose for some pictures. Jim said, "I'd be delighted." Combed his hair, put on his cap, got a bat. And the pitch is low, ball one. The photographer approached him. All he wanted to take a picture of was his number, because he wears number 24. The 1-0 delivery. Fastball, a call strike, 1-1. And, of course, that's the number that Willie Mays has worn for so long. And Jim has a good sense of humor. Breaking ball, a screwball in the dirt. It's 2 balls and a strike to Jim Beecham. Jim has 2 for 13. And the pitch by Freddie Norman, fouled, back to the screen, 2 balls and 2 strikes. Rube Walker directing the New York Mets in the absence of Yogi Berra. Yogi in St. Louis for the funeral of his brother John, who died at the age of 50 of cancer. Yogi will return to run his ball club Tuesday night. And a swing and a miss and a curve. He got him. For Freddie Norman, his first strikeout. 2 outs and nobody on. Jerry Grody coming up. Grody hitting .286. You're never quite sure in baseball when your team stops hitting, whether it's a slump or the opposing pitching has been that strong. Mets were hitting the ball well on their western swing. They stopped hitting when they got home. However, it's been only 2 games. At a towering infield pop-up, the shortstop Hernandez is under it, moves over to the right side of the infield, and he has it. The Mets go out easily in their half of the second. No runs, no hits, no errors, and none left on. At the end of 2 innings, the San Diego Padres 2, the New York Mets nothing.
Wherever you are tonight, a feeling tells me that you look out of sight. So I'm gonna blow you a kiss in the wind.
Hello, this is Tommy Boyce.
And Bobby Hart speaking for the United States Air Force Nurse Corps. If you're a nurse, you'll love the excitement, travel, and the space-age adventure of being a nurse in the United States Air Force.
You a kiss in the wind. I've been laying here in my bed. Pretty images and pretty thoughts running through my head.
Well, the umpires are working the bases. It's a warm summertime day, and so they all got together and said, hey, I've got a great idea. Let's take off our tie and coat and be comfortable while we're doing this job. They have done so, and we are set to go into the 3rd inning, and to pick up the action, Ralph Kiner.
Thank you, Bob Murphy, and hi, everyone. That is with the exception of Augie Donatelli, who has to work with his coat on behind home plate. I'd like to send a word of best wishes on to our fans in St. Petersburg, where Augie lives, and they're listening to this ball game here today. First pitch is a changeup called a strike, and Daryl Thomas has a 1-strike count as he bats here for the 2nd time. He blooped a base hit to left center field in the 1st and scored the 1st run of the ball game. Switch hitter Daryl Thomas hitting .199. He fouls the next pitch into the stands and the count 1 ball. Make it 2 strikes. Thomas is 2 for 11 in this series. Now Gentry with a 2-strike pitch, and it's popped up in foul territory over in front of the Padre dugout. Lugosi tries to get to it and swings down into the dugout as the ball hits on top of the roof and goes out of play. Padres have 2 runs on 2 hits. The Mets have no runs and 1 base hit. Gentry has never lost to San Diego. He has a record of 5 wins and no losses. Seaver had not lost to San Diego until yesterday's ball game. He was 10-0 against them. Now again the 2-strike delivery, and it's popped up in foul territory once again. Grody coming back to the stands, and it goes about 4 rows deep into the stands out of reach. Again, a 1.5 innings. The Giants nothing, Philadelphia nothing. The Mets lead the Phillies by 0.15 percentage points as they lead the Eastern Division of the National League. Giants are in last place in the Western Division. And they're struggling. 2-strike pitch again, and again fouled away. So Gentry working hard on the leadoff batter here in the 3rd. Now the pitch. Tries a changeup and misses high. 1 ball, 2 strikes. The end of 1, St. Louis 1, Atlanta nothing. 1-2 pitch. It is inside. Thomas has to back away. In the St. Louis ball game, Ron Reed, who has won 1 and lost 3, pitching for Atlanta. Reggie Cleveland going for the Cardinals. He has a record of 2-0. Next pitch is swung on and missed. And Thomas is finally struck out. 3rd strikeout for Gary Gentry. Got him with a fastball, and brings up Enzo Hernandez, who grounded out the 1st his first time up. Houston Houston at Chicago postponed because of rain and cold weather. Enzo Hernandez, 3 for 11 in the series, and the first pitch is swung on and missed. Hernandez batting 154. Padres leading 2-0. Gentry with his next pitch. It's high and tight. Hernandez ducks away. 1 ball, 1 strike. Next pitch, a curve popped up on the second base side. Martinez going in back of the first baseman to make the call and the catch, and the catch backed up by Rusty Staub. 2 men away. That'll bring up Leron Lee. Lee walked on a 3-2 pitch his first time up. He was hot yesterday. Batting .395 for this current year. He batted .276 last year for the Padres after going over from the St. Louis Cardinals. Lee 3 for 4 yesterday and a walk here today. Left-hand batter played about straight away. And Gentry with his first delivery. Lee hits it to center. A.G. moving back now, turns and makes a one-hand play, and the side retires. 1-2-3 inning for Gentry, his first, and the score at the end of 2 1/2 innings. Padres 2, the New York Mets nothing.
Attention gardeners. If you'd like to keep your garden blossoming with color from June till September, invest in imported quality-grown Holland bulbs from Agway. Choose from shaggy flower dahlias, beautiful begonias, slender upright gladiolas, and hardy fragrant lilies. By planting your bulbs now in early spring, you'll have beautiful flowering plants this summer. And you can be sure that you have top-quality imported Holland bulbs, too. All bulbs meet rigid quality standards, and government inspectors have assured them of being pest-free. So stop by Agway today and start planting your bulbs now for that blossoming splash of color this summer. Agway on the Johnstown Arterial. Remember, Agway has the famous Hot Point appliances and quality service.
To the bottom of the third inning, the Padres leading 2-0, and Gary Gentry the leadoff for the Mets. In the San Francisco-Philadelphia ball game, it's Ron Bryant pitching for the Giants against Steve Carlton. Carlton has a record of 4-1. Pittsburgh scheduled at Cincinnati, and Nelson Bryant to pitch for Pittsburgh against Jack Billingham. The end of 1 1/2, the Dodgers nothing, Montreal nothing. Don Sutton 4-0 against Carl Morton, 1-1. And Atlanta at St. Louis is Ron Reed pitching against Reggie Cleveland. First pitch to Gentry is fouled back out of play, strike 1. Fred Norman, 5'8" left-hander, working for the Padres. He's given up 1 hit, a blue base hit by Rusty Staub to left center. And the left-hander's pitch back is swung on and missed, strike 2. In the American League, the Yankees are scheduled against Oakland. The end of 3 1/2 innings, Cleveland 1, Chicago nothing. Monson against Wilcox. Now a pitch missing high and away. 1-2 the count. Minnesota did not score in their half of the first. Boston coming up. It's Dick Woodson for the Twins against Louis Tiant for the Red Sox. Next pitch is swung on and missed, and Fred Norman has his second strikeout of the ball game. 1 away in the bottom half of the third. The Padres in front 2-0, and Bud Harrelson coming up. Bud walked his first time up. Kansas City scheduled at Baltimore. It's Bruce Dalcanton for Kansas City. He's 1-0 against Dobson, 2-2 for the Orioles. Also scheduled Texas against Detroit, Milwaukee against California. Fred Norman with his first pitch to Harrelson, and it's over the inside corner, called strike. Bud has been up 7 times in this series with 2 hits. He's batting .265 for the year. One strike pitch is hit to right field. Ollie Brown moving back from a shallow right field position about 10 steps, and he makes the play. 2 up, 2 away, and Ted Martinez the batter. Ted grounded into a double play his first time up. Martinez batting .263, playing second base with a left-hander going. He's been alternating at second base with Boswell. And a screwball swung on a miss, strike one. And the one-strike pitch. Grounded foul down toward third base. Picked up by Dave Campbell. Strike two count. Start of the ball game, sunshine coming in, but now it's overcast all the way around. Screwball grounded slowly out to second base. Daryl Thomas scoops it up, throws to first, the side retired in order. That's 7 in a row for Fred Norman. And the score at the end of 3. San Diego Padres 2, the New York Mets nothing.
College can be a great begin with Army ROTC. You win in your place at the top. So plan ahead. Take the lead out in front. Be a man in the know. Who knows the great things just beginning.
If you're a guy with your eyes on the future, Army ROTC can help you make the most of it. When you graduate, you'll be an officer. If you prefer a civilian career, your management experience as an officer are assets employers look for and pay extra to get. See your guidance counselor or the professor of military science at a nearby college today.
College can be a great beginning with Army ROTC. You win in your place at the top. So plan ahead. Take the lead out in front, be a man in the know.
It's the top of the fourth inning, and Nate the Great Colbert is coming up. He has been more than great against the Mets. He has driven in a run in this ball game for his 7th run batted in this series. Last year he had 5 home runs and 10 RBIs against the Mets. This year he's had 3 home runs against the Mets. And the first pitch he called strike. Fastball at the knees, strike one. Colbert has had 4 hits and 8 times up in this series. And a changeup swung on and missed at strike 2. Colbert overall has had 6 home runs. He's batting .274 and he has 15 RBIs. 2-strike delivery. It is inside and low, and the count 1-2. Harry Gentry working for the New York Mets, a record of 2-1 this year. And a curve, a wild swing, and Colbert is struck out. Gentry getting the dangerous Nate Colbert for the first out here in the fourth. Brings up Ollie Brown. Ollie flied out to center field his first time up. Brown batting .193. Mets shade him toward right field in the outfield, and a changeup is high and inside. This is Gentry's 100th start in his Major League career. He has won 36 ball games, lost 33. Curve back and a good one over the outside corner, called strike. 1-1. He has never lost to San Diego with a record of 5-0. And a pitch outside. 2 balls, 1 strike. Two and 1 the count. The pitch on the way. And it's fouled back into the stand. Count evens out at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Grody, the catcher for the Mets. The signs go out. And Gentry back. Pitch to Brown. It's hit in the air down the right field line. Rusty Staub over near the foul line is under it. And he makes a one-hand catch. The one-hand catch by Rusty Staub is not because of the difficulty of the catch, but he has a patented one-hand grab that he uses on routine fly balls. That brings up Fred Kendall. Fred is 0 for 1 in this ball game, 3 for 9 in the series. Batting .241. Padre catcher. And a curveball low and away. It's ball 1. Padres leading 2-0. 2 men out. We're in the top of the 4th inning. And the pitch back, a fastball missing above the letters. 2 balls, no strikes. And the right-hander's 2-0 pitch. High and inside, ball 3. Gentry walked Leron Lee on a 3-2 count in the first inning. His only walk in the ball game. He has struck out 4. And the 3-0 pitch, ball 4, and Gentry's second walk. That gives the Padres a runner at first base for John Jeter, who homered his last time up. Jeter hit a high fastball over the left center field fence for his second home run of the year. It's his second hit in this series. And his average now at 281. He got off to a fine start and then hit a batting slump and was dropped out of the 3-4 slot in the batting order down to the 7th slot. That seems to have done the job. He takes low and away, ball 1. No strikes. The pitch to Jeter. Curveball fouled over toward the Met dugout and beats him over by the stands there, but the ball goes about 3 rows deep into the stands and he can't make a play. So Kendall back to first base, 2 men away, top of the 4th, and the count on Jeter, 1 ball and 1 strike. Kendall very shortly at first base. Gentry checks him, and the pitch back to the plate. Hit hard to the shortstop. Harrelson handles it half hop. Throws to Martinez, covering at second base for the force play to retire the side. No runs, no hits, no errors. A walk, a man left, and the score at the end of 3.5 innings. Padres 2, the Mets nothing. Well, we'd like to point out that the 11th edition of the Mets Old Timers Day pageant will evolve as a salute to the players who contributed to the first decade of the team's colorful history. And it will be Old Timers Day on Saturday afternoon, June 24th, when the Mets take on the St. Louis Cardinals. Befitting the sentimental occasion, 82-year-old Casey Stengel will return as manager of the Mets Old Timers. He was their first manager when they started off in 1962. And as been the custom, special invitees will number many members of the Hall of Fame, including the most recent selections: Yogi Berra, Sandy Koufax, Early Wynn, Lefty Gomez, and Buck Leonard. And among the original Mets of the 62 Polo Grounds, Marv Throneberry, Jay Hook, Rod Cadillo, Richie Ashburn, Al Jackson, Joe Christopher, Gus Bell. And of course, some of the other fondly remembered early day players for the Mets: Jimmy Pearsall, Roy McMillan, Ed Charles, Larry Bernard, Jack Fisher, Duke Snyder, and Super Sub Al Weiss. So it should be quite a day. Old Timers Day here at Shea Stadium. And once again today, June 24th, the Mets playing the Cardinals that day after the Old Timers game. So mark it on your calendar, June 24th, Old Timers Day at Shea. The Mets coming up here in the 4th, trailing by 2. Their first batter will be Tommy Agee. On the mound, Fred Norman, his first pitch. Agee takes low, ball 1. Tommy was safe on an error by the second baseman his first time up. Agee in this series has not had a base hit. 0 for 6, and he takes one over the outside corner. A called strike, 1-1. A reminder on the message board to tune in to WHN 1050 on the dial for the pregame show with Lindsey Nelson. Screwball tried, but it misses low and outside. Lindsey on the air 10 minutes before the actual ball game comes on the air for the pregame show. 2-1 delivery. It's up high, ball 3, and Fred Norman behind, 3-1. Walked one batter, his leadoff batter, Bud Harrelson, in the first. Now striking out 2. Agee swings and grounds the ball foul. Count goes to 3-2. 3-2 the count. Agee followed by Rusty Staub and Cleon Jones. The Mets held in check by left-hander Fred Norman. And the full count pitch grounded out toward third, backhanded in foul territory by Campbell. The long throw to first in time for the out. Good play by Dave Campbell as he went back of the bag to backhand the ball in foul territory. The ball crossing the bag in fair. And the throw for the out, one away. That'll bring up Rusty Staub. He blooped a base hit his first time up the left. The only hit the Mets have in this ball game. Rusty now with 20 base hits. That leads the club. And he takes just low, and it's ball one. Staub batting .294. Norman's next delivery. It's low, ball two. Fred Norman's 5'8". Has a record in the major leagues of 6 wins, 19 losses. He has never defeated the Mets. He's 0-1. 2-0 pitch, again low, and it's 3 balls and no strikes. On deck batter, Cleon Jones. And a 3-0. Pitch a called strike. Staub taking it all away. 3 balls, 1 strike. And the pitch to Staub. Outside ball 4, and Staub is walked. Second walk for the Mets. And it will bring up Cleon Jones. He represents the tying run, and we pause for station identification. This is the New York Mets Baseball Network.
You're listening to WIZR AM and WIZR FM, Johnstown, New York, bringing you a complete season of Mets baseball.
Ralph Kiner here at Shea Stadium along with Bob Murphy and Lindsey Nelson. Mets trailing by 2, a runner at first base, and Cleon Jones stepping in. Cleon, batting with runners at first and second and 2 men out in the first inning, grounded into a forced play. And the first pitcher called strike. Jones leads the club in runs batted in with 11. He's batting .306. 1 strike delivery. Jones just manages to lay off a low outside screwball, and they count 1 ball and 1 strike. Mets have been held well in check by Padre pitching. They've had, up to this ball game, a total of 10 base hits, and it's been a good pitching performance for Norman, as he has given up only 1. Here's a swing and a miss at a screwball. It's 1-2. Meanwhile, the Padres have been hitting well. They had 20 hits in their first 2 ball games. Hard smash through the middle and over to fly and field it to second baseman Thomas. It goes on through him into center field. And Jones is on as a result of the error. That was a set-up double play ball for Daryl Thomas. He was moving over toward the bag. The ball hit hard, but he was right there, and I do believe it went through his legs, possibly just under his glove and to the right of his right leg. And all he had to do was shovel off for the double play, and he missed the ball. So the Mets get a break, and Jim Fregosi comes up. That is the second error for Thomas in this ballgame. And stop now at second base with Jones at first and Jim Fregosi in the batter's box. Jim flied out to left field his first time up. Fregosi, a right-hand batter, and the first pitch is a breaking ball in for a called strike. Jim batting .262. He's had 2 home runs, 7 runs batted in. He's 2 for 9 in this series. 1 strike delivery, grounded foul. The ball bouncing up and hitting Fregosi in the batter's box, and it's a 2-strike count against Jim Fregosi. Philadelphia Phillies have hit the San Francisco Giants for 6 runs, and after 5 innings, the Phillies lead the Giants 6-0. 2-strike pitch. Fregosi takes just low, and it's 1-2. Phillies started their action today 15 percentage points behind the Mets. Mets trailing by 2 in this ball game with 1 out in the 4th. And Fregosi swings and misses at a screwball, strike 3. So Fregosi is struck out. That is Norman's third strikeout in the ball game. It leads it up to Jim Beecham. Jim was struck out his first time up. Norman got him with a screwball. Rusty Staub on at second base. Leon Jones, a potential time run at first. 2 men out, bottom half of the fourth inning. And little Fred Norman on the mound. And the ground ball hit down the line, but backhanded, and a great play by Campbell to take a base hit away. As he goes to his knees to backhand the ball in foul territory after it crossed the bag and fair, and then gets up quickly and goes to the bag for the force play that retires the side. Good play by Campbell to end the inning. No runs, no hits, 1 error, 1 walk, and 2 men left on base. The score through 4, San Diego Padres 2, the New York Mets nothing.
Dave Campbell up against Gary Gentry, top of the 5th inning, and a fastball is high, ball 1. San Diego 2 runs on 2 hits, 2 errors, and the Mets no runs, 1 hit, and no errors. Gentry side again, delivers. Low and outside, 2 balls and no strikes. How many times when a player makes that good play in the field does he get his reward by leading off? Dave Campbell took a base hit away from Jim Beecham. And now Dave leads off against Gary Gentry, top of the 5th inning. The 2-0 delivery by Gary. Hit high in the air, a fly ball to left center. Tommy Agee flips the sunglasses, glides over, and makes the catch. 1 away in the top of the 5th inning. Little Fred Norman will be coming up. Freddie was called out on strikes his first time at bat. He has 2 hits and 10 trips this year. Freddie Norman has a lot of courage, a lot of determination. He's had a lot of hard knocks, but refused to give up. And a fastball over, strike 1 call. He has come up with a good screwball that has made him a fine pitcher. The pitch by Gary, lined in the air to left. Jones will have to take it on the hop. It's a base hit. And Freddie Norman is on with an opposite field single. Third hit for the San Diego Padres brings up the leadoff batter, Daryl Thomas. He dropped one between the lines for a Texas League double. In between the inner defense and the outer defense in left center field. And then he was struck out in the third. The Phillies scored 4 runs in the 3rd inning, 2 runs in the 5th inning. The Phillies lead the Giants 6-0 after 5.5. Down comes the pitch to Daryl Thomas, and the fastball is low, ball 1. Ron Bryant was knocked out. Steve Stone came in. Now it's Jerry Johnson. The Giants get by Juan Marichal and Sam McDowell. They've been having trouble getting good starting pitching. Hit high in the air, deep to right field, way back. Back goes Staub, and it is gone. A 2-run homer for Daryl Thomas. His first Major League home run. And the Padres are in the lead by a score of 4-0. Their second home run of the ball game. Light-hitting Daryl Thomas really got a hold of that one. And he hit a shot just clearing the wall in right and into the bullpen. His first Major League home run. Thomas now has 9 runs batted in, although his batting average is under 200. So the home run ball hurting Gary Gentry here this afternoon. Enzo Hernandez, the batter. Curve is over, strike 1 call. Daryl Thomas is not a power hitter at all, but he got a hold of that one. And a high fly hit the center field. Drifting back about 3 strides, Tommy Agee, and he puts it away for the out. Now, this will be a hard game for the Mets to win, the way Freddie Norman is pitching. The Padres now have a 4-run lead, and Leron Lee comes up. Mets have been hurt by the home run in each game of this series. Leron Lee is the batter. And a high fly hit deep to center, way back. Agee running full speed, way back, over his head, and it bounces up against the fence. Lee around second is on his way to third base. Agee throwing all the way to third, not in time. Agee threw from the center field fence. A 1-bounce strike to Fergosi at third, but not in time. Tremendous drive off the bat of Leron Lee. A 3-base hit. The sign goes to the bullpen, and Buzz Capra will start warming up. Gentry being cuffed up by the Padres here in the 5th inning. It brings up Nate Colbert. Jerry Grote goes out to the mound to see if he can help him out. Buzz Capra starts warming quickly. Freddie Norman, the San Diego pitcher, started things with a base hit to left with 1 down. Daryl Thomas hit a 2-run homer into the bullpen of the New York Mets. Hernandez skied out, but Lee has tripled. And a fastball high to Nate Colbert. Nate knocked a run in when he reached on a force play in the 1st inning. And he was struck out in the 4th inning. The 1-0 delivery. Fastball over the outside corner. 1 ball, 1 strike. San Diego Padres coming into New York, and they are threatening to sweep a 3-game series. Way inside. That moved Nate back from the plate. 2-1. The 2-1 delivery, inside and low. Ball 3, 3-1. San Diego making those hits count. They've scored 4 runs on 5 hits. And a high fly hit the center field. He hit a hanging curveball. Agee is under it waiting, and Tommy has it. The side is out in the 5th inning. But the Padres scored 2 runs. There were 3 hits. No errors, 1 left on. At the end of 4 1/2, it's now San Diego 4 and the New York Mets nothing.
To make sure you get quality-controlled fuel oil, call your Robin dealer, Shepherd Oil Company. The Robin sign at Shepherd Oil is your assurance of uniform top-quality heating oil. How often is it checked? At least 21 times. These checks maintain consistent quality from well to the refinery to the tanker or pipeline and to Shepherd Oil Company. These rigid tests assure top-quality heating value for every penny you spend for heating oil. Remember, this kind of thorough quality control is automatically yours from your Robin Oil dealer, Shepherd Oil of Johnstown. Call 762-7812. That's Shepherd Oil Company. And get all the details about Shepherd's balanced payment plan. Any Shepherd Oil customer can tell you that the Shepherd Oil plan takes the worry out of winter heating bills. Now you can have all the heat you want when you want it, and convenient monthly payments too. You can't go wrong. This is just one of the many services at Shepherd Oil Company, your Robin Oil dealer in Johnstown. Phone 762-7812. That's Shepherd Oil Company of Johnstown.
Walker has Buzz Capra continue to work in the bullpen with the bottom part of the order coming up. Brody will be leading off, and now Don Hahn comes out of the on-deck circle. Hahn will bat for Gary Gentry. Gary came off the mound after getting Nate Colbert on the fly ball to center field. It appeared that Nate and Gentry exchanged a couple of words. Colbert might have felt that Gentry threw too close to him. Jerry Grote is 0 for 1. Jerry has popped to short. The Mets have had only 1 base hit off Fred Norman. And that was a single to the opposite field by Rusty Staub. The pitch by Norman, the little left-hander, a slow ground ball down to third. Racing in Campbell, fair-handed pickup. The throw. He'll be safe as the ball gets loose. The off-balance throw by Dave Campbell was a low throw. Colbert unable to handle it. And we'll wait for the scoring, and this will go as an infield hit for Jerry Grote. Now Don Hahn will bat for Gary Gentry. When a left-hander starts against the New York Mets, only 2 right-hand batters remain in the dugout to be available for pinch hitting. Don Hahn and Duffy Dyer. The other players available are all left-hand batters. Don Hahn. Don has been up 3 times without a base hit. Norman kicks the leg, delivers, and it's over at the knees for a call strike. Gary Gentry is out of the game after pitching 5 innings. 2 home run balls hurt Gary here today. Inside, 1 ball, 1 strike. 1-1 delivery. Screwball outside and low, 2 balls, 1 strike. Padres have been using the long ball to hurt the New York Mets in this series. And the pitch by Freddie Norman, a high fly ball hit fairly deep to left. Leron Lee, the left fielder, 2 strides to his right, and he has it for the out. 1 out and 1 on, top of the batting order for Buddy Harrelson. Padres have hit 10 home runs this year. The Mets have hit 11. Houston Astros lead the National League in total homers. They've hit 19. And a high fly hit to fairly deep left by Harrelson. Backpedaling, Leron Lee, and he pulls it in near the edge of the warning track. 1 pitch retires Buddy Harrelson. Mets have 2 hits. Both have been singles. Teddy Martinez hit into a double play in the first inning and grounded out to second in the third inning. Teddy is 0 for 2. Martinez batting .250. And the pitch by Freddie Norman. Curve inside and low, ball 1. The 1-0 delivery. Ground ball hammered to shortstop. Hernandez up with it. Turns, throws to Thomas. Force play on Grody to retire the side. In the 5th inning, no runs, 1 hit, no errors, and 1 left on. At the end of 5 at Shea Stadium, the San Diego Padres 4, the New York Mets nothing.
Everything you need to know in paint and color is Devo. Rainbow colors, sure to please, are from Devo and Celanese. Got you covered all over in, got you covered thick or thin. Paint a house or paint a wall, touch it up or cover all. Everything you need to know in paint and color is Devo. Rainbow colors, sure to please, are from Devo and Celanese.
In days of old, knights were bold. Bold because they wore heavy armor and carried huge shields. Knights had to protect themselves from on-the-job hazards like evil villains and fire-breathing dragons. Maybe you don't rescue fair maidens for a living, but if your job demands safety gear and protective clothing, wear it. Don't get burned. For more information, contact the nearest office of the U.S. Department of Labor.
Capra has started twice and relieved twice. Now comes into his 5th game of the year. Capra in 14 innings has allowed 16 base hits. Buzz has won 1 and lost 1. Gary Gentry in 5 innings allowed 4 runs, 5 hits. Walked 2 and struck out 4. He was hurt on 2 home runs. The first by John Jeter with the bases empty, and the second with a man aboard by Daryl Thomas. This has been a big RBI series for Daryl Thomas. He doubled with the bases loaded, driving 3 runs home in the first game. Now he has 2 in this one, so he's had 5 of his 9 RBIs in this 3-game series. Padres are trying to make it 5 in a row. Their longest win streak has been 6 games. They'll be going from here on to Philadelphia. They do not play tomorrow. They play the Phillies Tuesday night. The Dodgers and Expos were rained out yesterday. They're going to hold over and make it up in Montreal tomorrow. Thus, Capra's last outing was in relief against San Diego in the opening game of the series. He worked 2 1/3. And Ollie Brown hits a ground ball down toward first base. Beats him up with it. Underhands the ball to Capra. 1 pitch, 1 retired. Fred Kendall, the San Diego catcher, comes up. He has struck out and drawn a walk. Buzz Capra beat the Padres at a starting assignment in San Diego. Lost in a starting role to Los Angeles. Otherwise, has now relieved twice against San Diego and once against Montreal. Kendall, a right-hand batter. The pitch by Buzz, curve outside and low, ball 1. The start of last year with the Memphis Blues, Capra was 3-0. They moved him up to Tidewater, and he was 13-3. The 1-0 pitch, low and outside. 2 balls and no strikes. Center fielder John Jeter will be up next. Now the windup, the pitch by Capra is foul, straight back into the backstop. Today's baseball quiz is on the board for the entertainment of the fans here at Shea. Going into the current campaign, the most shutouts in one season by a San Diego pitcher was 4. Can you identify the man who turned the trick and when? Pitching 2-1. And a ground ball hit right up the middle, backhanded by Martinez. The throw, not in time. An infield hit for Fred Kendall. Beautiful play by Teddy Martinez, deep behind second. He came up with the ball, backhanded on the dead run on the edge of the center field grass. Went into the air, whirled and threw. You can't get anything on a throw that way. But he made it beautifully. An accurate throw, but simply not in time. The 6th hit of the game for San Diego. John Jeter batting 7th in the order. He hit one over the 396-foot mark for a home run, his 2nd of the year in the 2nd inning. Wrapped into a force play started by Buddy Harrelson in the 4th inning. 1 out and 1 on. And a fastball on the outside corner by Buzz Capra, strike 1. Padres won the opener 6-0. Won yesterday 6-2. And they're ahead 4-0 in the 6th inning today. Buzz Capra works from the stretch. The pitch to John Jeter, a curve that is swung on and missed. And the count is strike 2 to the right-handed hitting center fielder. Let's take a day off tomorrow. The Dodgers will be in Tuesday night. Only place the Mets lost any ball games on their western swing was at Dodger Stadium, where they lost 2 of 3. The game they won was pitched by John Matlack. He faces the Dodgers Tuesday night. 2-strike pitch, outside and low. 1 ball, 2 strikes. With a holdover game in Montreal tomorrow, Don Sutton, the Dodger ace, is scheduled to pitch. Mets will get Al Downing, Bill Singer, and Tommy John, 2 left-handers and a right-hander. And a high fly ball hit deep to left field, way back, and there it goes, a home run for John Jeter, his 2nd of the ball game. He got a curveball that seemed to hang there, but all of his weight behind it had hit that ball into the back of the visiting bullpen. And San Diego is out in front 6-0. The 3rd home run of the game for the San Diego Padres. It's Jeter's 2nd of the game. His 3rd of the year. The batter is Dave Campbell. Right-hand hitter, curve at the knees, strike 1. Well, the Padres, under their new manager, Don Zimmer, enjoying a hot streak. And they're doing it all right now. Good pitching, good fielding, good hitting. Way outside on a breaking pitch, 1 ball, 1 strike. They have outscored the Mets in this series 18-2. The 1-1 pitch is swung on and missed. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Seems like many times when you go out and have a great road trip, that when you return home, you flatten out for a few days. And the Mets certainly have done that. The 1-2 delivery. In the dirt, it's 2-2. Dave Campbell has flied to right, flied to center, nothing for 2. He made the fielding play of the ball game on a hard smash hit by Jim Beecham. Two balls and 2 strikes. 1 out and nobody on. 2 runs have scored off Buzz Capra on an infield hit and a home run. 2-2 delivery and a soft line drive to right center. A base hit for Dave Campbell. Staub tracking it down in right center. Rounding first is Campbell. He will hold there. Norman coming up, and he singled to left field in the 5th inning. He was on base when Daryl Thomas hit a 2-run homer into the New York bullpen. And the sign goes to the Mets bullpen, and Chuck Taylor will loosen up. Phillies are way out in front of the Giants today. They're ahead 6-0 going to the 8th inning. If the Phillies win and the Mets lose, the Phillies will take sole possession of first place in the National League East. Buzz Capra off the stretch. Here's the pitch on the way. It breaks in the dirt to Freddie Norman. 1 ball and no strikes. The Padres have been consistent. They've scored 6 runs in each game. Jim Fregosi in close at third in case of a bunt. Now the pitch to Norman. It is under the knees. 2 balls and no strikes. Buzz Capra looking in to get his sign. The 2-0 delivery. High fly ball over toward the left field line. Jones coming over. Near the line, he stands under it, and he has it for the out. 2 men away, top of the 6th inning, Daryl Thomas coming up. Daryl Thomas, 5 RBIs in this series. Blasted a 2-run homer, his first Major League round tripper in the 5th inning. He had a Texas League double in the 1st inning. Daryl Thomas batting at .203. But he has 9 RBIs. And a throw to first, not in time. Now Buzz Capra makes the 1-second stop, fires outside and high to Daryl Thomas. Beecham holding against the runner, Dave Campbell. He's on first base with 2 men away. And a fastball that's over the corner for a strike, 1-1. San Diego, 6 runs on 8 hits, 2 errors. The New York Mets, no runs, 2 hits, and no errors. The only scoring in this series for the Mets came on a 2-run homer by Ed Kranepool. Gave the Mets an early lead in yesterday's game. Under the knees, 2-1. Hernandez, the Padres shortstop, is out on deck. The 2-1 pitch, the runner goes. Pitch outside, big by Grody to slide. And he is out. Buddy Harrelson applying the tag. Dave Campbell was running, and he's gunned down by Jerry Grody. 2 runs. There were 3 hits, no errors, none left. After 5.5 innings, San Diego 6, New York nothing.
You know, a deal on a new car is only as good as the men who back it up. But when you buy a car from the Dodge boys, they think about you. They think you ought to get more than just a handshake and a pat on the back. They think you ought to have a man at the dealership you can call about your car. And they think you ought to get good, prompt service. You see, the Dodge boys have one simple practice. When you talk, they listen. They lock themselves into the sale to make sure you remain satisfied. That's not to say the Dodge boys are perfect, but when they're not, they want to be the first to know about it. The fact is, the Dodge boys are realists. They know that the best way to sell you another Dodge is to make sure you like the first one. It's a simple, straightforward philosophy, but it works. Think about it. Then go see the Dodge boys and their 72 Dodges.
For the best deal on a new Dodge or Subaru, see Holland Pearson Dodge City, Main Street, Johnstown.
We pause for station identification. This is the New York Mets Baseball Network.
This is WIZR and WIZR-FM in historic Johnstown, New York. Radio correct time, it's now 29 minutes before the hour of 4 o'clock.
Willie Nelson and Ralph Kiner. The Mets trail by 6. Tommy Agee looks at a curve that's over strike 1. In answer to the baseball quiz, the young man who holds the Padres record of 4 shutouts in a single season is Steve Arlen. Last year against the Reds, Phillies, Pirates, and Mets. The same Steve Arlen who shut out the Mets in the opening game of the series. Yesterday, the Mets were stopped by Bill Greif. The 1-1 pitch to Tommy Agee, fastball outside, 2-1. Bill Greif pitched a good game yesterday, was the winner, backed up by Mike Caldwell. Today, Freddie Norman is riding along with a 6-0 lead. The 2-1 pitch, swing and a miss at a screwball. The count 2-2. Padre pitching looks like it is for real. Third lowest ERA of any staff in the National League last season. And a swing and a miss, Agee is struck out. San Diego staff earned run average came into this game at 2.9 as compared with 3.4 of the New York Mets. Rusty Staub has singled to left and drawn a walk. The Mets have had only 2 hits. Breaking ball outside and low, 1 ball and no strikes. Delivery on the inside corner, 1-1. Padres feel their pitching staff is even stronger this year than it was last year. Outside and low, 2-1. They feel they have an outstanding relief pitcher in young Mike Caldwell, a left-hander. And it appears that Freddie Norman is picking up the slack where Dave Roberts left off. The 2-1 pitch. In the dirt. Ball 3. 3-1 to Rusty Staub. Rusty has been the most potent hitter against the left-handers so far this year. Leon Jones on deck, and then Jim Fregosi. The 3-1 pitch. Outside, Staub is on again. Rusty has been up 3 times and on base all 3. Fred Norman has walked 3, struck out 4, allowed no runs, 2 hits. Leon Jones was hit into a 4th play, arrived safely on an error. So the Mets need to come on with a gallop now. They are 6 runs back, and they're hitting in the last half of the 6th inning. The infield far around to the left, figuring Leon is a decided pull hitter to left field. The pitch by Freddie Norman over the inside corner, strike 1 call. We have a helmet date coming up at Shea Stadium on June the 10th. All boys and girls 16 years of age and younger receiving a facsimile of the Mets batting helmet that day. Line to base hit to center field. Ball hit hard by Leon. Staub will hold up his second. Jim Fregosi has skied to left and been struck out, nothing for 2. Fregosi batting .258. San Diego belting 3 home runs, leading the New York Mets 6-0. Now the crowd at Shea comes alive. Let's go Mets. Left-hander, Fred Norman. Kicks the leg, delivers. Strike called on the outside corner. Jim Beecham is on deck, and then Barry Grody. Mets are operating their attack with 1 man away here in the home 6th inning. Fregosi cocks the bat. Grounder foul. Hit hard, but foul. Just outside third base. It gives Freddie Norman a 2-strike advantage in his duel with Jim Fregosi. Bullpens are quiet at the moment. 1 more hit, and action would spring up for the New York Mets as they would be getting down toward the number 9 position. The 2-strike pitch, screwball missing, low and away, 1 ball and 2 strikes. Norman, the 5'8" left-hander, gets his sign from Kendall. Now the pitch. And a grounder foul. Taken on the lines by Coach Eddie Yost. Rusty Staub on second, Cleon Jones on first, and one away. Mets have not had a runner beyond second base so far. And a ground ball to short. Hernandez races over, steps on second, and throws in time. Double play. Hernandez raced to second and threw to first base to Colbert just in time to get two. And the rally is snuffed out. No runs, one hit, no errors, and one left on. At the end of 6 innings, the San Diego Padres 6 and the New York Mets nothing.
Join the Army's ROTC program and watch your future grow. Go with Army's ROTC program. Be a leader in the know. You'll be an officer while you serve with the pay and prestige you deserve. Join the Army's ROTC program and watch your future grow.
Army ROTC adds an extra dimension to your college education with scholarships that pay for tuition, books, and lab fees, plus $50 a month. ROTC gives you a choice of 2 careers, military and civilian. Your leadership training and management experience as an officer are assets employers look for. Look into your future with Army ROTC.
Join the Army's ROTC program and watch your future grow. Go with Army's ROTC program. Be a leader.
Order coming up here now for the San Diego Padres. Daryl Thomas leading off. He's had a double and a home run here today. Facing Bud Capra, working in relief of Gary Gentry, and the pitch is low for ball. Thomas is a switch hitter, hit his first major league home run in the top of the 5th inning. Now Capra deals, and the pitch is outside. Norman was on base when Thomas hit his home run. Norman's waiting to see whether or not it would be caught or go over the wall, and Thomas almost ran by him on the bases, in which case he would have been out. Of course, Thomas hasn't had a great deal of experience on that particular play. Here's a 2-0 pitch. It's in there for a called strike. 2-1. Enzo Hernandez is on deck. Playing a ground ball to first. Off the glove, off Beecham. He recovers, throws to Capra in time. Ball bounded a good half dozen feet away from Beecham after it handcuffed him for a moment, but he scampered over, got it, and played on to Capra, who covered in time for the 3-1 putout. Enzo Hernandez has 0 for 2 in a sacrifice today, right-hand batter. Shortstop for the San Diego Padres. Rusty Staub shortens up in right, moves over toward the line. Agee shortens up in center, moves over toward right. Capra feeds him a curveball in the strike zone for a called strike. Leron Lee is on deck. Now the strike one delivery swung on and missed. It's strike 2. Don Zimmer, the skipper of the Padres, posted up there on the second step of the dugout, bending forward to observe the play on the field. It's 0-2 now. There's a swing and a looper to short. Harrelson retreats and can't get it. Picked up out there by Agee and played back, and Hernandez has looped one into left center for a base hit. With one man out, left-hand batting left fielder Leron Lee comes up. He has walked line to center and tripled deep to center field. Leron Lee. Lee has a batting average right now of 400. Came to the Padres last year from the St. Louis Cardinals. Beecham holds against Hernandez, leading off the bag at first. Ron Taylor begins to throw in the bullpen for the Padres. Ron Taylor, the right-hander, former New York Mets pitcher. Now Capra with a pitch, and it's low for a ball. So it goes to 1-0. Nate Colbert is waiting around on deck. Capra with the pitch. In there for a called strike. It's 1-1 now to Leron Lee. It's a warm day here at Shea Stadium in New York. Next Sunday afternoon, the Giants will be here for a Mother's Day single game attraction. 1-1 pitch. Curveball, hammered on the ground, foul back to first. On down past Dave Garcia. The coach is first for the Padres. Meanwhile, at Veterans Stadium in Philadelphia, going to the bottom of the 8th inning, it is the Phillies 6 and the Giants 2. Ronnie Bryant started for the Giants. Ron Stone and George Stone in the 5th. Steve Stone, get it right in a moment. Swinging a ground ball to first base, taken by Peachum. He finally turns and flips to Capra, almost too late to get a play anywhere. He looked across to see if he thought he had a shot at the lead runner Hernandez at second base. Decided he did not have, and when he turned to flip underhand to Capra, things were getting a little close. But it's a 3-1 put out, 2 away with Hernandez moving to second and Nate Colbert coming up. He had brought a 12-game hitting streak into this game, the longest in his career. He's gone 0 for 3 so far. Jerry Johnson relieved for the Giants in the 6th, John Morris in the 8th, and Steve Carlton's going for the Phillies today. The Phils may very well be in the act of moving into first place in the National League East right now. Colbert, right-hand batter, in and waiting now. That's 6 home runs. Low for a ball. The end of 5, it is the Cincinnati Reds 4 and the Pittsburgh Pirates 3. Jack Billingham for Cincinnati. Nelson Bryant from Pittsburgh. Tony Perez had a Cincinnati homer, his 3rd. Al Oliver had a Pittsburgh homer, his 1st. Joe Morgan had his 3rd for Cincinnati. Here's a ground ball taken deep by Fregosi. The long throw to first in time, and the side is out. Fregosi went deep behind the bag to make the play in fair territory. No runs, a hit, no errors, and 1 left. In the middle of the 7th inning, the score is San Diego Padres 6, the New York Mets nothing.
Put some extra taste in your lunches with lunch meats from Walt's Walk-In at 112 East State Street in Johnstown. Walt's lunch meats aren't pre-cut. They're sliced while you wait. This means extra flavor. Compare Walt's prices with those in chain stores. You'll find that his prices are 5 to 20 cents per pound less. Walt's also carries only the best brands, such as Boar's Head, Hansel and Gretel, First Prize, and Martinic. Walt also has a complete line of beverages, baked goods, and groceries. Open 9 a.m. to 11 every day of the year. You stop soon at Walt's Walk-In at 112 East State Street, Johnstown.
I'm O.C. Smith. For 25 years, the United States Department of Agriculture has made some food and cash available to schools for lunch programs. But today, only half the children of America are actually getting a school lunch. Make sure that your child eats a good lunch every school day. For more information, write School Lunch, Washington, D.C., 20250.
This public service message brought to you by the U.S. Department of Agriculture in cooperation with this radio.
The New York Mets will be coming up here now in the bottom of the 7th inning. The number 7 man in the order scheduled up, and Chuck Taylor continues to throw in the Met bullpen with the pitcher scheduled about 3rd in this inning. The Padres have 6 runs, 9 hits. The New York Mets have no runs. They have only 3 hits. Fred Norman, the left-hander, the former Dodger, has been in all the way for San Diego, and he'll face Jim Beecham here. He has struck out and hit into a force play. Beecham with the number 24 on his shirt. Check swing ground ball to third base, taken by Dave Campbell and played across now to Nate Colbert, and there's 1 away. That'll bring up Jerry Grody. He's 1 for 2. New York Yankees are at Oakland on the West Coast, latest start against the A's. In the middle of the 8th inning, the Cleveland Indians 3 and the Chicago White Sox nothing. Bill Wilcox going for Cleveland, Stan Bonson for Chicago. Terry Forster in the 5th inning, Arsenio Romo in the 8th inning. Gary
Grody's hitting .294. Here's a pitch swung on it on the ground to short. Big hop to Hernandez. Guns across the culvert. Grody's out. Now it's going to be John Milner batting for Buzz Capra. John Milner. Been up 9 times, had 4 hits. He's hitting .444.
Chuck Taylor throwing in the bullpen. Capra pitched 2 innings, gave up 2 runs. On 4 hits, he struck out none, walked none. The big hit was a 2-run homer by John Jeter off Capra. That pitch is low for a ball. Milner's a left-hand batter facing a left-hand pitcher here. That's low for a ball. You might wonder why the Mets don't put up a right-hand batter. Well, the only one they have left is Duffy Dyer. They've used Don Hahn. 2-0 pitch. Low, and it's gone to 3-0 now to the hammer with Harrelson on deck. The end of 4 innings, the Minnesota Twins won. The Boston Red Sox won. Dick Woodson from Minnesota 2-0. Luis Tiant for Boston. Middle of the 6th inning, Baltimore Orioles 2, Kansas City Royals 1. Pat Dobson for Baltimore, he's 2-2. Bruce Del Canton for Kansas City, relieved by Abernathy in the 6th inning. The middle of the 3rd, it's Texas 3, Detroit 1. Jake Grossman 1-3 against Mickey Lolich 4-1. Gates Brown is the first inning homer. Got a little thing about the baseball here. Now Norman has come all the way into the plate, where Augie Donatelli is examining. Augie is the senior umpire in the National League. He takes that baseball and throws it out. Norman had tossed it in. Be taken out of play, and then Augie Donatelli left it in play, and then Norman brought it all the way to the plate for further examination. That pitch is high, and it's a walk to Milner. 4th walk given up by Norman. So the Mets pick up a base runner here in the bottom of the 7th with 2 men out, and Bud Harrelson's coming up. He's 0 for 2 in a walk. Milwaukee Brewers are in California against the Angels in the latest start. That's right-handed, of course, against the left-hander. Watch as the breaking pitch high. It's a screwball. Greg Luzinski has hit a Philly homer in the 8th with 1 on. His 5th of the year. Big fella's off to a great start. That's a call strike to Harrelson. So the Phils lead the Giants 8-2. Breezing behind Steve Carlton. Came to Philadelphia from the Cardinals in the Rick Wise deal. Phils are off to a surprisingly fine start this year. Swinging a foul ball up to the right side now to play. Dodgers in Montreal, no scores through 5. Don Sutton, 4-0 for Los Angeles. Carl Morton, 1-1 for Montreal. Houston scheduled at Chicago against the Cubs. Postponed because of rain and cold weather in Chicago. 1-2 pitch to Harrelson. Swung on, it's popped up foul back of the plate. Pindo looking for a play, and he has one. He makes the catch, and the side is out. So it's nothing across with a walk and 1 left. And at the end of 7 full innings of play, the score is Padres 6 and the Mets nothing.
Radio, the sound of service, here to serve us all. In everyone's community, it serves as your town hall. Radio, the sound of service, serving one and all.
Hello, I'm Jack Bale, newscaster. My assignment, the World Beat, regardless of deadline and dateline. As a member of the UPI World News Reporting Team, my assignment is to keep you up to date on the developments that are of concern to most of us. How? Through the facilities of United Press International, an organization dedicated to bringing you the facts, fast and accurate. Tune to this station for world, national, and area coverage of vital concern to you.
Comes in to do the pitching now for the New York Mets. He is making his 8th appearance of the year, all in relief. He has no run or loss record. He's had 1 save for Capra on the 25th of April at San Diego. Last time out against the Giants at San Francisco, he went an inning, gave up 1 run on 2 hits. Chuck Taylor, who came to the Mets from the St. Louis Cardinals. In St. Louis, by the way, at the end of 7, It's the Atlanta Braves 2 and the St. Louis Cardinals 2. Ron Reed 1-3 for Atlanta against Reggie Cleveland. 2-0 for the Cardinals. Ralph Carr has hit a home run for Atlanta, and Joe Haig has hit one for the Cardinals. The paid attendance here at Shea Stadium this afternoon is 21,906. Total attendance in the ballpark is 22,282. The Dodgers will be here Tuesday night, Wednesday night, Thursday night. Here's Ollie Brown up to lead off, where the Padres batting in the 8th inning and leading by a score of 6-0. Ollie Brown is a right-hand batter who has slid to center, flied to right, and grounded out. Taylor's pitch hammered on the ground. Big hop to Fregosi at third. Up with it, firing in time, and is one away. Red Kendall will be the batter. He has struck out, walked, and had an infield hit. He's the only able-bodied catcher that the Padres have these days. If he should run into trouble, Dave Campbell would do the catching. Bob Barton's on the injury list. So is Zito Gaston, for that matter. He's an outfielder. In for a call strike, which means that the Padres are playing with 23 men these days. Wayne Garrett's on the med injury list. He has a full hamstring. There's a swing and a foul ball. It's 2 strikes now to Kendall. John Jeter's on deck there. Jeter's had 2 home runs today. I said, big John Jeter. He isn't that big, really. Two-strike delivery. Fired a little low. It's 1-2. Yogi Berra will be back on Tuesday as the manager of the Mets. Playing a drive into right field for a base hit. Picked up by Stahl and played back. That'll bring up John Jeter tonight. He had 2 home runs and 3 times his bat. Yogi Berra has missed this entire series, all 3 games, because of the death of his brother. Rube Walker has been the acting manager. Here's a pitch to Jeter. In for a call strike. When the late Gil Hodges was managing the Washington Senators, there was a time when he was ill and there was a Sunday doubleheader coming up, so Rube Walker managed the ball club for the doubleheader and won both games. And facetiously, Gil Hodges said that's the most disloyal thing I ever heard of. Well, if that's the criterion, Rube has been meticulously loyal to Yogi Berra. Here's a pitch low for a ball. It's 1-1. Padres have scored 6 runs in each of the games played this weekend. 1-1 is the count to John Jeter with a runner at first and 1 man out. Taylor's pitch, and it's hit on the ground. Could be a double play. Harrelson to Martinez, and he's safe at first. The relay was not in time. Beecham at first had to make the shift with the feet and chase it up the line a little bit. Still anchored to the fact it was just that Jeter beat the relay. So they got the force, threw away. Play one, Harrelson to Martinez. Dave Campbell's coming up. He's 1 for 3. Ball off and out of play. We'll be bringing you radio coverage of the Tuesday night game here between the Mets and the Dodgers. There will be no telecast of the Tuesday night game, so we hope you'll join us at 8 p.m. Go to first is not in time. At the end of the second period, the Bruins lead the Rangers 3-1 in the Stanley Cup playoff. Swinging a foul ball off and out of play. Mike Corkins, Mark Schaefer throwing in the bullpen for the San Diego Padres. And Jim McAndrew is tuning up in the bullpen for the New York Mets. McAndrew will start the second game of the Dodgers series on Wednesday night. Up, here's the pitch. It's high for a ball. 1-2. make it? Yes, he can. He takes the line drive. Crowd is retired. It's no runs, a hit, no errors, and one left. And in the middle of the 8th inning, the score is Padres 6 and the Mets nothing. Well, here's a day for all you youngsters, girls and boys alike, to circle on your calendar. It's Saturday, June 10th. That's been designated as batting helmet day at Shea Stadium this year. The Mets will meet the Houston Astros in a single game starting at 2:15. All youngsters 16 years of age and under attending the game that day will receive a handsome facsimile of the Mets Royal Blue batting helmet. Since the helmet contains an adjustable strap, you can be assured that it will fit any head size. Helmet Day always is one of the most popular days on the Mets schedule every year, so why don't you plan well in advance to be on hand? The date again is Saturday afternoon, June 10th. Mets take on the pennant-contending Houston Astros in a single game starting at 2:15 p.m. To be sure you don't get shut out, we suggest you order your tickets right now. Saturday, June 10th, Helmet Day here at Shea. The status of the Willie Mays rumor that's been running rampant for the last few days? Well, if you're keeping a time schedule on such things, the last quote we saw from Horace Stoneham, the owner of the Giants, is that instead of going to Montreal with the Giants when they leave Philadelphia tonight, he would come to New York. It means that Horace Stoneham is due in New York sometime tonight. Right now, the Phillies are leading the Giants by a score of 6-2, and they're still batting in the bottom of the 8th. Looks like the Giants will be coming into town with a record of 7 wins and 15 losses. If that's the case, and the kind of attendance they've had in San Francisco, you might be able to make a deal for the franchise. Ted Martinez is coming up. He's gone 0 for 3. Fred Norman's pitch and it's high for a ball. Tommy Agee's on deck. 1-0 delivery. Get on the ground up the middle and go through for a base hit for Martinez. And it's only the 4th hit for the Mets in this ball game. The first for Martinez. We paused for station identification. This is the New York Mets Baseball Network.
This is WIZR and WIZR FM in Johnstown, New York.
This is Lindsey Nelson with Ralph Conner and Bob Murphy at Shea Stadium. The Mets are batting here in the bottom of the 8th inning. The Padres are leading 6-0. Tommy Agee is at the plate. Over's not holding Martinez on his first. Why should he? They have a 6-run lead. The pitch is in for a called strike. Start him off with a breaking pitch. Rusty Staub is on deck. That's down the left field line. It's a fair ball, and it is. It's going to the corner. Extra bases. Martinez is at third, being held up. Agee goes in standing at second with a double. Mets have runners at second and third. Nobody out, and Rusty Staub coming up. Tommy Agee belted that ball down to the left field corner. His 6th double of the season. He leads the Mets in that department. Perkins and Schaefer continue to throw in the bullpen. We're going to get even further action down there. Gary Ross gets up to throw down the bullpen now for the Padres. And Mike Caldwell are the two working down there now. Rusty Staub has been on base 3 times. A base hit and 2 walks. Don Zimmer trying to move his right fielder back. In a swing, a ground ball. It's backhanded. At first base. Played high. Over the head of the pitcher. 1-run scores. Backed up by Kendall. Agee holds it third. Staub's on at first. The Mets get a run. Ball was backhanded by Nate Colbert. Going to his right. He turned to throw to Fred Norman and overthrew him. Get an error on the pitcher and an RBI for the batter. The pitching coach Roger Craig goes to the mound. Still nobody out. Runners at first and third, and it is the Padres 6 and the Mets 1. For the first time today, the Mets fans have something to buzz about, and they're buzzing. Meanwhile, Roger Craig Craig talking to pitcher Fred Norman. Craig was pitching for the New York Mets. He was having a little trouble one day, and Casey Stengel went out there just as Craig is himself going out right now. Norman, by the way, is throwing it down to see if he's all right after having gone over to take that last throw. Casey said to Craig, what seems to be your problem, doctor? Craig said, Casey, I don't know. The ball doesn't feel right. I just can't seem to grip it. It's a little slippery. Casey said, in that case, I'd suggest you rub a little dirt on it. You're standing on about 2 tons. With that, he turned and walked back to the dugout. The official scorer reiterates that the error was on the pitcher. Now, Leon Jones is up. Leon had a hit last time up. He is 1 for 3 here today. Norman was allowed to take a few pitches to be sure he hadn't pulled anything on that last play. Here's a swing and a foul ball. It's off and out of place, strike 1. Fregosi follows Jones in the batting order. Bob Skinner up on the dugout steps of the Padres looking down to the bullpen just to get a sign from down there as to whether or not the pitcher's warming up already. Norman's pitch to Jones is low. Padres 6, the Mets 1, and the Mets are batting in the bottom of the 8th inning. Agee at third, Staub at first. Swinging a foul ball back off the screen and out of play. It's 1 and 2. Norman again throws the rubber. Bends forward to take a sign from catcher Fred Kendall. The Met runners lead at first and third, and here is the 1-2 delivery. Fouled off and out of play. Sandy Alford suggested, and appropriately, that this series might just as well have been played at Forest Hills. It's gone 6-love, 6-2, 6-1 right now. Norman again takes the time. Well, I'm reaching the right. That's the base hit. Agee comes on to score. Tom goes to second, holds up as Ollie Brown returns the ball. Jones at first with a single to right and a run batted in. The Padres 6, the Mets 2. Runners at first and second, nobody out. Fregosi coming up. All right, here comes Don Zimmer, and that'll be all for Norman. With Zimmer crossing the third baseline, Norman's out of the game. He's out. Man goes to the bullpen. And it's going to be Gary Ross. Gary Ross is coming to make his 8th appearance of the year, all in relief. He has no won-or-loss record. Last time out against Montreal, he went 1 1/3, allowed no runs, 3 hits. His earned run average for the year is very low. He's allowed only 2 runs. So Fred Norman will be leaving after having gone 7 innings. Faced 4 men here in the 8th. Charged so far with 2 runs on 6 hits, struck out 4, walked 4. Responsible for 2 men left on base. Ross gets a ride in the electric buggy with the San Diego cap on top. And while he comes in to warm up, let's look at scores. Phillies are still batting in the bottom of the 8th inning, leading the Giants by a score of 6-2. Greg Luzinski has hit a 2-run homer in the bottom of the 8th. John Morris, the current pitcher for the Giants. Pitcher of record is Ron Bryant, who started. Steve Carl is going for the fill. At the top of the 6th, the Pirates the Cincinnati Reds are leading the Pirates 4-3. Jack Billingham against Nelson Brown. Tony Perez, Al Oliver, and Joe Morgan have had home runs. The end of 7 innings, Dodgers nothing, Montreal nothing. Don Sutton against Carl Morton. Houston at Chicago, postponed, rain and cold weather. At the end of 8, Atlanta 2, the Cardinals 2. Ron Reed against Reggie Cleveland. Ralph Carr and Joe Haig have had home runs. The American League, the Yankees are at Oakland in the latest start against the A's. Cleveland Indians shut out the Chicago White Sox on a 3-hit shutout by Milt Wilcox. He came over from Cincinnati, you'll recall. Then Boston took the loss. Middle of the 6th inning, it's Minnesota 7, the Boston Red Sox won. Dick Woodson against Luis Dion, Bob Bolin in the 6th. In the middle of the 7th inning, the Baltimore Orioles 5, the Kansas City Royals 1. Pat Dobson for Baltimore. Bruce Delcan started for Kansas City. Abernathy in the 6th and Al Fitzmarsh in the 7th. The end of 4 innings. The Detroit Tigers 4 and the Texas Rangers 3. Mickey Lolich bidding for his 5th win against Dick Bozeman. Gage Brown had a homer. Milwaukee and California later. Jim Fregosi steps into bat now for the New York Mets. He's gone 0 for 3 today, facing right-handed Gary Ross. Sadecki and McGraw throw in the Met bullpen. Curveball high. Met fans are trying to aid the cause of the Mets here. They trail by 4 runs. Ed Cranfield has come out on deck to bat for Jim Beecham now that San Diego's changed to a right-hander. That pitch is high. It's 2-0. If the Mets could get Fregosi on board, it could set up tying run at the plate with Cranfield batting for Beecham. But more of that later. The count is only 2-0 now to Fregosi. Runners lead at first and second. Here's the pitch. Foul backing out of play. It's 2-1. A little cloud cover is moved in here at Shea Stadium. Umpire Doug Harvey examines the baseball that rebounded after hitting the screen. Mike Perkins, Mike Caldwell throwing the bullpen now for the San Diego Padres. Jones at first, Staub at second. Curveball in for a call strike to Fregosi. He rolled that one off the tabletop. It's 2-2. Have scored 3 runs here in the bottom of the 8th inning. There's still nobody out. Cranfield disappeared into the dugout and comes right back out now. Leon Jones is the runner at third, and Fregosi is the runner at second. He belted that ball to right. Ollie Brown turned and went streaking back toward the fence. The ball hit just at the face of the wall across the warning track. Staub had held up a moment or two to see whether or not he thought Ollie Brown could catch the ball. Cleon had not held up. So that around second base, Staub had Cleon right at his heel. As they came to third base, Coach Eddie Yost gave both of them a green light. But the relay came in, and Staub had to slide around Kendall and evade the tag to get in with the run. So Jones was wise in holding up at third. Meanwhile, the Pirates have tied the Reds 4-4 in the top of the seventh. Rainbow will bat for Jim Bishop. Rainbow is hitting .255. He's had 2 homers and 9 runs batted in. Against left-handers, he's 2 for 11 and 2 RBIs. But the Mets want now one of 2 things. They want him to work out a walk and get on first base, and they want a base hit to try to get those 2 runs in. Jerry Crody, a right-hand batter, is on deck. Cowell's pitch to Cranfield. Swung on, hit Indiana center. It's good for Jones. John Jeter now makes the catch. Jones tag comes down the line. Throw goes to third. The run scores. Cranfield with a sacrifice fly and a run batted in. Holding at second is Fregosi. It's the Padres 6, the Mets 4 with 1 man out. Crody is the batter, and Duffy Dyer is on deck to bat for the pitcher. All 4 runs are charged to starting pitcher Fred Norman. Brody is in now, waiting. He is 1 for 3. He is the tying run at the plate. There's 1 man out. The score is the Padres 6, the Mets 4. Cowell with the pitch. Swung on it on the ground, and at shortstop, Pinto Hernandez has it. He goes to first in time. Brody's out with Fregosi moving to third, and Duffy Dyer now will come in to bat for Chuck Taylor. Duffy Dyer, a right-hand batter. Duff's been up 3 times this year, had 1 hit. He's hitting .333. He is capable of hitting the long ball. Sadecki and McGraw are in the Met bullpen right now. Taylor works an inning. No runs a hit, no errors, and none left. Duffy Dyer settles himself into the batter's box now. Jim Fregosi leads down the line from third. Cowell works straight away, and the pitch is low for a ball. Padres 6 runs, 10 hits. The Mets 4 runs, 7 hits. Now again, Cowell delivers, and it is inside for a ball. He's down behind 2-0 to Duffy Dyer. And on the 2-0 pitch will be the one he wants to get in there. He doesn't want to put the tying run on. So if Duff's going to be able to tee off on one, this could be it. Here's the 2-0 delivery. Swung on and Duffy out of the right center field, way back for a base hit. It's going to roll all the way to the wall. Fregosi scores. Dyer's on his way to second. He is in there standing with a double. He is the tying run at second base with Harrelson coming up. Charged against Ross, statistically. Bud Harrelson batting right-handed against the left-hander Cowell. The tying run is in scoring position at second base. The Mets have scored 5 runs here in the 8th inning. It's the Padres 6 and the Mets 5. 2 Miller out. Cowell sets up now. Here's the pitch. Swung it on the ground, right back to the mound. It's nailed by Cowell. He plays the first, and the side is retired as the Met rally falls 1 run shy. But they batted around, sending 9 men to the plate and scoring 5 runs. On 5 hits, there was 1 error and 1 man left. The end of 8 innings of play, the score is the Padres 6, the Mets 5. For the New York Mets, Ed Cranfield stays in the game at first base, and Tug McGraw comes in to do the pitching. McGraw is making his 7th appearance, all in relief. He has no won or lost record, but already he's posted 4 saves. At San Francisco last time out, he went 2/3 of an inning, allowed no runs, no hits, and had a save for Matlack. So Tug McGraw is in to do the pitching. Cranfield is in to play at first base. Through 8 innings of play, the Padres 6 runs, 10 hits, 3 errors. The Mets 5 runs, 8 hits, no errors. Mike Caldwell is scheduled to lead off for the Padres here in the top of the ninth. Doug McGraw, a left-hander, who uses a screwball effectively. Average of 0.64. Mike Caldwell is a right-hand batter, despite the fact that he's a left-hand pitcher. Takes the side from Grody, dips into the windup and the pitch. It's swung on and foul back. It's strike one. A crowd of 21,906 here at Shea Stadium this afternoon for this game between the Padres and the Mets. McGraw delivers, and it's swung on and fouled off. 0-2. We haven't had a report on the 8th inning in Philadelphia for a long, long time, which could mean one of two things. It could mean that the Phillies are scoring runs or that Western Union is broken down. Bringing a foul ball off and out of play. 0-2 the count to Caldwell with Daryl Thomas waiting there on deck. The 0-2 delivery. Swung on, foul back. It's out of play. Now we get notice of another pitching change for the Giants, with the Bills still batting in the 8th inning. Don McMahon, player coach, is in to do the pitching. That's in for a call, strike three. McGraw strikes out Caldwell. And the 2 runs that scored on Lazinski's home run down in Philadelphia is all that the Bills get in the bottom of the 8th inning. So it is 8-2 with the Giants coming up the top of the ninth. Keeping an eye on that one, because if the Mets lose here and the Phils win there, the Phils are in first place. That's high for a ball. That pitch is low for a ball. It's 2-0. Now, a final score from Philadelphia. It is the Phils 8 and the Giants 3. The Phillies 8, the Giants 3. As Steve Carlton gets the win. As a foul ball backing out of play, and Ronnie Bryant takes the loss. Lazinski had the only home run. So the Phillies have taken 2 of 3 from the Giants. The Giants will move on to Montreal with a record of 7 wins and 15 losses. Here's the 2-1 delivery. Swung on and missed. It's 2-2 to Daryl Thomas. Hernandez is on deck. Padres are leading the Mets 6-5. Foul ball. It's backing out of play. Count of 2-2. Again, McGraw is into the motion. Here's his pitch, and it's in there for a call strike. A screwball. Daryl Thomas bailed out. Tried to come back in at the last moment to chase the screwball, but not in time, as he had bailed out on the pitch. So McGraw gets his second strikeout. Into Hernandez coming up. He is 1 for 3 in the sacrifice. If you want to look ahead now to the bottom of the 9th inning, the Mets will be scheduled to send up Ted Martinez, Tommy Agee, and Rusty Staub. Foul ball backing out of play. It is strike 1. Pittsburgh Pirates have scored 4 runs from the top of the 7th inning. So the Pittsburgh Pirates go out in front of the Cincinnati Reds by a score of 8-4. Here's a swing and a fly ball loop out into short and left, and Cleon Jones is right there. He makes the catch. Mazar retires the side in order. Nothing across, striking out 2. In the middle of the ninth inning, the score is the Padres 6 and the Mets 5.
This is Gary Pike, and I'm from Twin Falls, Idaho. And I'm Jim Pike, and I'm from St. Louis, Missouri. And this is Tony Butala from Sharon, Pennsylvania.
Memories pressed between the pages of my mind.
We're called the Letterman, and most of the time we sing. But right now we want to talk to you on behalf of VISTA, Volunteers in Service to America. Whether it's Sharon, Pennsylvania, or St. Louis, Missouri, or Twin Falls, Idaho, or any other urban or rural areas in this great country, there are some people who haven't had the chance to break out of the cycle of poverty. That's what VISTA is all about. Giving people a chance to find out how they can develop skills and programs that can help change their lives and the life of their community. Find out about VISTA. Drop a note to VISTA, Box A, Washington, D.C. That's VISTA, Box A, Washington, D.C. Tell them the Letterman sent you.
And now the New York Mets come up in the bottom of the ninth inning, trailing by a run, and Ted Martinez will lead it off. What you hope for when you trail by a run is to get that leadoff man on base. Mike Caldwell, the left-hander, is on the mound for the San Diego Padres. Second baseman Daryl Thomas comes in to say a word to him. Third baseman Dave Campbell comes over now to say a word to him. Martinez had a base hit to start that rally in the bottom of the 8th inning. He started the 5-run rally with a base hit up the middle and scored the first Met run. So Martinez is in and waiting for the pitch from Mike Caldwell with Tommy Agee on deck. The left-hander deals, and it's inside low for a ball. San Diego 6, the Mets 5 in the bottom of the 9th inning. Norman's pitch is high and away. Now the left-hander goes behind. It wasn't Norman's pitch, it was Caldwell's pitch. Norman started as the pitcher of record. Mike Caldwell is the pitcher. Here's a swing and a foul ball right down into the dirt. It's 2 balls and a strike to Martinez. Roger Craig, the pitching coach now, jogging out to the mound. Catcher Fred Kendall's going to join him. Craig now wants to have a word with Caldwell about how he pitches to Martinez, because as far as San Diego is concerned, this is no place to make a mistake. It might be fatal. It's the power in the Met batting order coming up here. The number 2 man, Martinez, up there to lead it off. Count to him is 2 balls and a strike. I just keep that bullpen warm. Here's the pitch. Swung on, foul back. It's 2-2. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Padres set up to play Martinez just about straight away. Jeter plays a shallow center field against everybody, somewhat after the fashion of Paul Blair of the Baltimore Orioles. 2-2 delivery. Swung on, foul back and out of play. The count holds at 2-2. St. Louis Cardinals have defeated the Atlanta Braves by a final score of 5-4. The Cardinals got 3 runs in the bottom of the 9th to win it for Reggie Cleveland, who's won 3 and lost none. Here's a 2-2 pitch. Swung on, line into left field. In there for a base hit. Chased over now by Leron Lee, who drops the ball for a moment. Martinez on his way to second. He's in with a double. Martinez using his speed to take that vital extra base, and he's in at second. The official score says make it a single and an error. Make it a single and an error on Leron Lee in left for allowing him to take the extra base. In any case, the tying run is at second, and Agee is coming up. Eddie Martinez at second with nobody out. Tommy Agee had a double in the 8th inning. He is the winning run at the plate. Caldwell cuts up now. Here's the pitch. He squares the bunt, takes high and tight. Acting manager Rube Walker had the sacrifice on, trying to push the tying run over to third base. You see, there's nobody out. Rusty Staub's on deck. Now Caldwell again. Agee square. Takes it inside. Caldwell's gone behind 2-0. First baseman Nate Colbert charging in on the pitch in anticipation of the bunt. Now, what do you do on 2-0? Do you leave it on, or do you let him swing away on a 2-0? The managerial decision. He squares around, takes low. Now, Caldwell goes behind 3-0, and Agee looks to see if the take is on. You'd like to get this man on base, because that would be winning run on base. So it'll be a 3-0 delivery to Tommy Agee. The take might be on. Off the stretcher. Here's the pitch. He takes. In for a called strike. He exaggerated moving out over the plate. Now what do you do on 3-1? Do you put the sacrifice back on? Agee gets the sign from Eddie Yost. He's back in. He's around the bunt. Pitch is bunted up the third base line. A foul ball. It's out of play. Glove there by third baseman Dave Campbell. Now the count to Agee is full at 3-2. Padres 6, the Mets 5. Mets are batting in the bottom of the ninth inning with Martinez at second and nobody out. This will be a payoff pitch. Caldwell has the sign. He sets up. Here's the delivery. Swung on. Hit on the ground. Up the middle. It goes through for a base hit. Martinez is coming home. No throw to the plate. He scores standing up. The score is tied. Deficit to tie the score. Now they'll try to win it. Nobody out. Agee drilled that ball back through the box. It was touched by Caldwell, but went on out into center field for a base hit. With that great speed, Martinez rounded third and raced for home. So clearly was he there. There was no throw to the plate at all. Now Rusty Staub is up. San Diego expects a sacrifice. He squares to bunt. Butts the ball foul off to the right side out of play. The Mets are trying to move the winning run into scoring position with Cleon Jones on deck. We pause for station identification. This is the New York Mets Baseball Network.
This is WIZR and WIZR FM in Johnstown, New York. It's 29 before 5 o'clock.
Now the pitch to Staub. He squares to bunt. It's a good bunt up the first baseline. Taken there and played the first in time. It goes from Colbert to Thomas, but it moves the winning run into scoring position with one man out. Cleon Jones will be the batter. Here comes Don Zimmer, the manager of the Padres, to the mound. My guess is that he wants a right-hander. Mike Corkins is the right-hander he has in the bullpen. Talking to his left-hand pitcher Caldwell now, and Mike Corkins is being brought in to pitch to Jones. Corkins will be making his 6th appearance of the year. He has a record of no wins and 1 loss. He lost to the Phillies when he pitched 4 in the third innings and allowed 3 runs on 5 hits. Last time out on May 3rd, he pitched a third of an inning, allowed no runs, no hits at Montreal. Just coming in. Among many other things that have happened statistically, Norman cannot be the winner. Gary Gentry is off the hook as the pitcher of record on the losing side. Rusty Staub sacrificed that ball expertly right on the edge of the grass, and first baseman Nate Colbert took it cleanly, fired to Daryl Thomas covering it first for a 3-4 sacrifice. That moved Agee to second. An important thing is Agee's speed since he is the winning run. And he'll have his boyhood, high school, great friend and classmate, Cleon Jones, at the plate trying to bring him in with a winning run here in the bottom of the 9th inning. The New York Mets are trying to salvage something out of this series. They've had precious little to yell about so far. The Phillies beat the Giants 8-3 as Steve Carlton got his 5th win. The Pirates are leading Cincinnati 8-4. Willie Stargell hit a 3-run homer in the 7th inning for Pittsburgh. The Montreal Expos are batting in the bottom of the ninth. Still Dodgers nothing, Montreal nothing. Don Sutton against Carl Morton. Houston and the Cubs postponed for rain. Cardinals beat Atlanta 5-4. Reggie Cleveland got his third win. Negro took the loss. Ralph Carr and Joe Haig had homers. The Yanks in Oakland later. Cleveland beat the White Sox 3-0 as Bill Wilcox got the win over Stan Bonson. The bottom of the sixth inning, Minnesota 7, Boston 1. Luis Piant relieved by Bob Boland for the Red Sox. Dick Woodson for Minnesota. The bottom of the seventh, Baltimore 5, Kansas City 1. The end of 4 innings of play. The Detroit Tigers lead the Texas Rangers 4-3. Mickey Lolich bidding for his fifth win against Dick Boatman. Gates Brown at a first inning homer. Milwaukee at California later. Right here, the Padres to this point, 6 runs, 10 hits, 4 errors. The New York Mets, 6 runs, 10 hits, no errors. 1 man out, Agee at second. Jones is at the plate to face the right-hand pitcher. Agee is the statistical responsibility of Mike Caldwell, who just left the ball game. Perkins pitched to Jones. Way outside. Gloved out there by Kendall with a lunge. Jim Fragosi's on deck. Perkins again takes the sign from Kendall. Agee leads at second. Here's the pitch to Jones. Check swing, foul ball. He wasn't swinging, he was checking back, and he clicked off the handle of the bat for a strike. It's 1-1. Ed Acosta and Mark Schaefer throwing in the San Diego bullpen. Perkins is the 4th pitcher used. Fred Norman started work 7 innings and worked to 4 men in the 8th, but he cannot be the winner regardless of how this game turns out. This will be a 1-1 pitch to Jones. Right in there for a call, strike 2. On the pitch, second baseman Daryl Thomas made a move toward the bag, trying to keep Agee close. And now Corkins walks off to the infield grass. Now moves back up. He's gone ahead of Cleon Jones. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Agee takes the lead at second. Score tied, 6-6. Corkins steps off as Agee was bluffing and start out there at second base. Jones stays right in the batter's box at the plate. Perkins on the rubber again, takes the sign. Shakes 1 or 2. Here's the 1-2 delivery. The curveball is high. 2 balls, 2 strikes to Cleon Jones. Cleon's had 2 hits today. He is 2 for 4. Jones is hitting .323 for the year. All the Mets want now is a base hit from him to get Agee in from second base for the winning run. And the pitch. Swung on, it's hit deep to right field, but it's playable to Ollie Brown. Agee holds at second. Brown up, relays it. Agee stays there. So 2 men are out, and Fregosi is the batter. Cleon Jones on a 2-2 pitch flying out to Brown in right. Fregosi had a double to drive in a run in the 8th inning, a big run. He is 1 for 4. Now catcher Fred Kendall out to talk to Corkins while manager Don Zimmer examines his personnel sheet. Now replaces it deeply into his right hip pocket in that dugout. Fregosi is in there now as Corkins takes the sign. The pitch is high for a ball. Cranepool is on deck. Middle of the 8th inning, the Padres were leading 6-0. Here in the bottom of the 9th, the score is tied 6-6. That's in for a call strike. It's 1-1. I was talking to Ray Sadecki yesterday, asked him if the planes ever bothered him. One just flew over on that pitch. He said yes. If a plane happened to fly over just on the pitch, you couldn't hear the crack of the bat. So you couldn't judge distance because you do a lot of that by sound. Here's the 1-1 delivery to Jim Fregosi. Low for a ball. It's 2-1. Corkins again walking down to the infield grass. Trying to get out of the inning and send the game into extra innings. Already the Mets have tied it here in the bottom of the 9th. This is a 2-1 delivery. High, and he goes behind 3-1. Ed Craneville, a left-hand batter, kneeling on deck. Don Zimmer's got a left-hand pitcher throwing out there in the bullpen. He's already exhibited the fact that he doesn't hesitate to make righty-lefty switches. This is a 3-1 delivery now to Fregosi. He walked in, and that puts runners at first and second. Here comes Zimmer. The manager of the Padres striding out of the dugout, heading for the mound. You'd have to think he wants his left-hander to pitch to Ed Craneville. Craneville faced a left-hander in the 8th inning and had a sacrifice fly to center. Zimmer takes the ball from Corkin. So it's going to be Mark Schaefer, the left-hander, coming in to make his 5th appearance of the year. All in relief. He has no won or loss record last time out against Montreal. He worked the 3rd of an inning, allowed no runs, no hits. Mark Schaefer in 4 appearances this year has not allowed a run, and he's given up only 5 hits. Getting the ride in now. Craneville just hanging around with Jerry Grody there on deck. Manager Rube Walker really doesn't have any moves to make here. He doesn't have a right-hand batter, with the exception of pitchers. Here's the final score in the American League. The Baltimore Orioles have defeated the Kansas City Royals 5-4. Pat Dobson gets his 3rd win. He used to pitch for these Padres. Bruce Del Canton takes the loss. Ed Kirkpatrick hit his 3rd homer in the 9th with 1 on for Kansas City, but it fell a run shy. And we have the warm-ups now out at Oakland, California. Steve Fine for the New York Yankees and Denny McClain for the Oakland A's. When play is resumed, the Mets have runners at first and second. Fregosi at first, Agee at second. 2 men out. Bottom half of the 9th inning, Craneville the batter. If the Mets could get that run in from second and win it, who would be the winning pitcher? Doug McGraw. If they got that run in from second, who would be the loser? Mike Caldwell. It's his responsibility. Ed Acosta continues to throw down in the Padre bullpen. No action in the Met bullpen. They are satisfied with McGraw. Tuesday night, the Dodgers will be here. They'll be here Wednesday night and Thursday night. And then the Giants will come in Friday night, Saturday afternoon, Sunday afternoon. Montreal, Monday night, Tuesday night, Wednesday night, Thursday afternoon. All right. Ed Craneville steps into the batter's box. Lead at first and second. The pitch is way outside from Schaefer. He goes to the Rosenbag. He's tall and rangy, the left-hander, who hasn't allowed a run this season. Agee at second, Fregosi at first. 1-0 pitch to Ed Craneville on the way. Low and Kendall had to scoop that one a little. It rolled about a foot away from his glove in the dirt. Jerry Grody is on deck, a right-hand batter. Schaefer again fingers the Rosenbag. He's gone behind 2-0 now, and Craneville will be expecting him to get this one into the strike zone. Now the pitch. Swung on and hit on the ground. It's a foul ball back up first. Craneville was ready to swing away and pulled it. On the ground, back up first, on down to the right field corner where the ball boy's got to run it down all the way to the bullpen. Runners return. They were off and waiting. 2 men out. Nothing to wait for. Count of 2-1 to Craneville. The left-hander again comes set. Now the pitch. Low. He's gone behind 3-1. Brody has been in the dugout there talking to acting manager Rube Walker for a moment. He comes back out on deck. Here's a 3-1 pitch to Ed Craneville. Low. He walked him and the bases are loaded. So Don Zimmer brought the left-hander in, and he walked the left-hander, and now he wants the right-hand to Acosta to pitch to Grody. Cup Finals. The Rangers were defeated by Boston 3-2. That's the final. Ed Acosta is being brought in to pitch to Grody. Acosta is making his 6th appearance all in relief. He has won 1 and lost none. He won last time out against Montreal when he pitched 3 innings, allowed no runs and 1 hit. Tommy Agee is the runner at third. Jim Fregosi is the runner at second. Ed Craneville is the runner at first. 2 men out, score tied. Padres 6, Mets 6. Bottom of the 9th inning, and Jerry Grody steps into the batter's box. Runners lead first, second, and third. The pitch. Get on the ground to shortstop. Hernandez has it. He flips to Thomas, and the force is affected. We'll be going into extra innings here. As Grody grounded to short, and the force was made on Craneville with a toss over to Thomas. But the New York Mets got a run on 2 hits. There was 1 error and 3 men left. At the end of 9 full innings of play, the score is tied. Padres 6 and the Mets 6. Through 9 innings of play here at Shea Stadium, Padres 6 runs, 10 hits, 4 errors. The Mets 6 runs, 10 hits, no errors. And so we go to the 10th. Tug McGraw is the Met pitcher, and he'll be facing Leron Lee, Nate Coburn, and Ollie Brown of the San Diego Padres. Don Zimmer in the corner of the San Diego dugout, still looking at that personnel sheet. He wants to see who he has left. He was really making the righty-lefty moves in an attempt to keep the Mets from pulling it out there in the bottom of the 9th, and he made it. So Leron Lee comes up now, left-hand batter. He has walked, flied to center, tripled, and grounded out. This is the 2nd inning of relief work for Tug McGraw. He's had a long wait during that bottom of the 9th inning. Ball is bunted out and missed for strike 1. Teams can react in all sorts of ways to what has happened here. Padres had a 6-run lead. Now they've seen it go glimmering as the Mets have tied it at 6-6. That is low for a ball. It's 1-1. Sometimes the team, having seen the lead like that fold, will in turn fold themselves. Other times they battle back. Swinging a foul ball off and out of play. Sometimes a team like the Mets, having overcome a 6-run deficit to get a tie, but having failed to pull it out, will suffer a little bit of a relapse. Other times they keep the pressure on. 1 ball, 2 strikes to Leron Lee here in the top of the 10th inning. Swung on it on the ground to short. Bud Harrelson has the ball. He plays to Craneville. In time, Lee is out. That'll bring up Nate Coburn. Coburn's gone 0 for 4 here today. He brought a 12-game hitting streak into the ball game, the longest of his career. Gets a chance to prolong the streak by virtue of the fact that the game has gone into extra innings. Pitch is in for a called strike. Padres 6, the Mets 6. Pitch is a screwball low. It's 1-1. Ollie Brown is on deck. Doug McGraw offers 1-1. Swung on, fouled off, and it's 1-2. That ricocheted off the mask of Jerry Grody. Delivery. In for a call, strike 3. It was a screwball, and Colbert was fooled completely. He turns and walks slowly away. McGraw gets his 3rd strikeout. 2 Padres out here in the top of the 10th, and Ollie Brown is coming up. If you want to look ahead to the bottom of the 10th, the Mets will be scheduled to send up Tug McGraw, Bud Harrelson, and Ted Martinez. Pitch to the right-hand batter. Ollie Brown hits the ball on the ground to third. Bad hop taken by Fregosi. Throw to first in time. Throw was high, but Trainpool got off and got back. Fregosi played a bad hop perfectly. Side is retired in order. Top of the 10th, nothing across. In the middle of the 10th inning, the score is tied. The Padres 6, the Mets 6. Doug McGraw will lead off for the Mets. He's 1 for 3 at the plate this year, right-hand batter. Facing Ed Acosta, the right-hand pitcher. Bud Harrelson on deck. Bottom of the 10th inning. Here we go. Ground ball back to the mound on one pitch, running almost to the first base bag, underhanded by Acosta to Nate Colbert. One away, and Bud Harrelson will be the batter. Bud is 0 for 4 in a walk today. As a switch hitter, he'll bat left. Swinging a foul ball back and out of play. Strike one to Harrelson. Teddy Martinez on deck. Martinez, who sparked the rally for 5 runs in the 8th and who sparked the rally for the tying run in the 9th. Here's a ground ball to short. Hernandez across high, and it goes across and into the stand. Harrelson will be awarded second base. Hernandez couldn't get the ball out of the glove, and when he did, he threw high over the head of Colbert at first. So the ball went into the lower box seats, and Harrelson is awarded second base. So now the winning run is at second, and Martinez is coming up. Two errors charged to Enzo Hernandez on the play. One for allowing Harrelson to reach first, and one for allowing him to reach second. 6 errors by the Padres in the ballgame. One away. Martinez, 2 for 5, right-hand batter. Acosta with the pitch. Right in for a call strike to Ted Martinez with Tommy Agee on deck. Score tied here, 6-6. Off the stretch, here's the pitch. Swung on, he pops up toward shortstop. Hernandez moves up on the edge of the grass and makes the catch. Holding at second is Harrelson. 2 men are out, and Agee will be coming up. Agee is 2 for 5. He's had a double and a single. He has figured in both the big rallies that the Mets have had here in the 8th and 9th. The Yankees got 3 runs in the top of the first at Oakland. That pitch is in for a called strike. It's a deceptive delivery that Acosta has. It's not exactly sidearm, but it's at best 3/4. Sort of sweeps it in there. By a score of 8-6. Doug McGraw is the winning pitcher. Ed Acosta is the losing pitcher. And the Mets salvage a couple of things. They salvaged 1 game in a 3-game set, and they managed to stay on top in the Eastern Division of the National League. The Phillies earlier had defeated the Giants to move into first place, pending the outcome of this ball game. But the New York Mets, on the strength of Tommy Agee's 2-run homer, have pulled it out by a score of 8-6, and the Mets stay in first place in the Eastern Division of the National League. We'll be back in a moment with a final summary and totals. The final score is the Mets 8, the Padres 6. Since the day baseball began to be played, they have always said, never give up. You never can tell how it's going to come out, and it was proven again here at Shea Stadium this afternoon. Because in the middle of the 8th inning, the San Diego Padres were leading the New York Mets by a score of 6-0 and appeared to be breezy. Gary Gentry had started on the mound for the Mets, worked 5 innings, and had been reached for 4 runs on 5 hits. Jeter had hit 2 home runs. Daryl Thomas even had hit a 2-run homer. Things looked a little dark for the New York Mets, but then, in the bottom of the 8th inning, Ted Martinez came up, and he opened up with a single. Tommy Agee doubled. Rusty Staub was on an error by the pitcher on a 3-1 play. Leon Jones singled a drive and a run. At this point, Don Zimmer, the manager of the Padres, began making all sorts of pitching changes. Jim Fregosi doubled a drive and a run. Greenpool, batting for Beecham, had a sacrifice fly to drive one in. Brody grounded out, but Duffy Dyer, as a pinch hitter, doubled a drive and a run, and the New York Mets had 5 runs. That left them 1 shot. In the bottom of the 9th inning, it was Teddy Martinez again leading off. He singled to left and took second with his great speed on an error by Leron Lee when he bobbled the ball. Tommy Agee then singled him home, and the New York Mets had tied the ball game. Then in the bottom of the 10th inning, Bud Harrelson hit a ground ball to short. Enzo Hernandez couldn't get the ball out of his glove. When he did, he hurried to throw and threw it into the seats back at first base. 2 errors charged to Hernandez, put Harrelson at second base. After Martinez had popped out for the second out, Tommy Agee on an 0-1 pitch hit a home run. So Agee drove in not only the tying run, but the winning run here this afternoon as the New York Mets run it by a score of 8-6, and now they have an overall record of 12 wins and 6 losses, and they stay in first place, percentage points ahead of the Philadelphia Phillies, who defeated the Giants this afternoon. Again, the final score is the Mets 8 and the Padres 6 in 10 innings.